everybody? Welcome back to another Sunday Out of the Basement stream. We've got a very special guest with us today, Mike Kaess.
Oh, hi.
Woohoo.
Hey, Mike.
It's me.
It's Mike.
It's me the whole time.
He's here. Of course, I'm Nate, and joined with Justin.
Sup, guys?
And today,
Man, you guys both got a Max Rebo band thing going on, and I feel really left out. Like, you have a shirt going on, you got a rap poster back there.
Yeah, for the first time, he's streaming from the Out of the Basement Figure It Out set.
Yep.
It's good. It's a good one.
Nice.
I like it.
It'll be the full-time streaming set from this point forward. So, but yeah, obviously we've got a lot to discuss today. Things have happened that I'm sure everyone in the chat is already well aware of. But of course, we're going to be talking about the Rancor, the final 2 tiers that were announced on Friday. And you know, we'll sort of go over all the controversy, the hot takes, the dumpster fire that really has been the Black Series community for the past few days. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I remember when that happened. I woke up, I saw everything, and I instantly DM'd Mike, and I was just like,
Yep.
Please come on the show. You're like the only other creator who is like optimistic and positive about the Rancor. I feel like everyone has left us, and we're just these tiny little beacons of light that shine in the darkness.
You know what? Here's the thing. Like, you're right, but you're also like there are 4,826 other people out there right now that are still currently backing the Rancor. So that's still a lot of people, and there's more than that all over the world. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I do a podcast every other week now with my buddy Zach. I say my buddy like we've known each other, but we literally met to do the podcast. That was we never met before then. But we've gotten emails from and like feedback and DMs and whatnot from people. They're like, "Oh, I totally agree with you." Like there's a lot of people out there, but it's always the loud negative people that get the attention. You know,
right?
They're the ones where everyone's looking like, look at all these people. And I'm not saying there aren't a lot of those people. Like, there are.
Mm-hmm.
Final 100%. Count right now. I've been doing a live count of the Rancor. It's lost 275 backers right now.
Wow.
As of right now, which is a lot, but it's also not a lot. Like, if I had $4,826 and I spent $275 of that, I'd be like, yeah, but I got a lot more. Like, it's you know,
right.
Like, it's a lot, but it's also not a lot. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Holy cow, you guys. I think we're setting an Out of the Basement record. We're at 101 people in here within the first 3 minutes.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone, for
thank you
sacrificing time out of your Sunday. It'll always just blow my mind that people sacrifice their weekend time to hear us chit chat. Holy crap. Make sure you hit this with a like. Boost us in that algorithm.
You know what? I'm gonna log into my my YouTube right now just so I can like this right now. I'm liking myself.
I can't.
How narcissistic does that get?
Already 100 people in here.
You got to drop the like while
Smash
you can.
That like.
Yeah, 108 now.
It's important. And thanks everyone for already joining us today. That's awesome.
There's some new people in here, man.
We got some.
Did you say there are nude people in here?
Yeah, there's nude people in here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants.
Hey, you know, Mike, I'm sure you've seen it. We get plagued by that weird, sexy spam bot. That,
yeah, absolutely. It's great. I love it.
That drops in with those sketchy ass links. So
you should click on all of those, by the way.
Click on every single link and see what happens.
Everyone.
You know, you'd be surprised by how many visa disputes I've seen come through at work of people saying, "Oh, there wasn't local women." No, that was a big lie.
I was lied to.
But there were local MILFs in my area.
They weren't even in my area.
No.
But let's take a moment to say what's up to everyone in the chat.
Oh yeah, please do. Let's do it.
Jeez, guys, you're blowing me away here. You're blowing me away.
We're going to be here for the next hour saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, that's true. We got Luis starting out. First comment there. Die Afrikaner. Drop it like it's hot. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. What a
when the pimps are in the crib. We got Todd Fig Fury in here. Nice to see you, buddy. Apollo Ape is also here. Well, gonna have to work, but we'll see you on the VOD, Apollo. We'll see you on the VOD.
A special hi to you.
We got Marilyn in here. Marilyn.
I think it's
Ivan.
Marlin.
Joseph
I love how StreamYard does the emojis, where it's just a string of like nonsense words.
Yeah,
right.
That's like they need to fix that. I want those emojis.
Maybe it's fixed if you like pay for StreamYard. You know.
No,
we got Dawn in here. Salty Trees, BA47, Mark Hauser. We got the.
He said 3 favorite YouTubers. That warms my heart.
Oh, nice. I'm one of those.
You.
That's crazy.
Of course you are, Mike.
Oh,
we got Gerardo in here as well. Ooh. What's going on, buddy?
I'm already taking sips. I'm
David Edge.
I put my pants on same as everybody else, 3 legs at a time.
All right. All right.
Got David Edge, Gentugo, Richard, Rob, Dank Ches is in here.
Oh, so yeah, my fave right there.
Yep. Infernal Hippo. Nice to see you, buddy. Ooh. So many people. GK.
T. O'Brien, what's up, buddy?
G-Force, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We got Jonathan Anderson in here as well. Michael Cherry, Nathan Woodward. Trying to speed run these, so I'm sorry. BRFC.
G'day.
Mark. Yep. We got Mark in here as well. Marky Mark in the chat. One of our favorite dwellers. Norsky,
for sure.
Darth Freddy, Yeehaw, Arc 77, Reviews and Customs. Dan Marino, nice to see everyone. Albert, nice to see you there. Nice to see you. Thank you, Arc.
There's so many new names here.
Oh yeah.
Felix, Brent, so many people. Rhino Hobbies.
Brandon, what's up, buddy?
Yes, nice to see everybody.
Nathan Woodward.
Yep, we got Zero Bang in here.
Roberto, the greatest crossover in the Black Series verse.
This is the Black Series,
I like that.
Cinematic universe right here.
Absolutely. Sith Vicious, nice to see you. Mike Chu, you got Crazy 8360. The Gamer Zone 24 is in here. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Nice to see you today, though. Jonathan Redmond, nice to see you. Good evening. Good evening. Jonah, how's it going?
Tiny Mike.
Oh, he's right. He's over here. I almost put my iPad up and then logged into the StreamYard with just the tiny mic on a camera.
Have tiny mic there.
Yeah.
Jason, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. Punk T.
We had our first infinite play session last night.
Yeah, we did.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yep.
It feels good.
That's free to play, right?
Yeah, it is. And it's absolutely riddled with horrible, awful microtransaction garbage.
Oh, great. That's just what I like.
They're cashing in on that Fortnite hype.
Yeah. Got to get the little kids in there. So of course it's got to be free to play with insanely. So there's a set of armor in the game right now, Mike, that costs $18 real to unlock.
Ridiculous.
A set of armor. $18.
Does it do anything or does it just look good?
It just looks cool.
Does it even look good is the question.
I mean, I thought it looked all right. It's got like a huge like dome helmet with it just kind of looks like standard Halo armor.
That's
not
a Black Series figure. Do I want a Black Series figure or a skin in a game?
Right, exactly. I'd pick the Black Series figure because it's 100%. Physical, tangible. What's up, Left Coast Graphics? Nice to see you there. And Wookie Sin, Josh Gilster's in here.
Connor, Bodie.
Yeah, so many people. Tony Marvel Legends fanatic.
So many shinies.
Yep. Bodie. So nice to see everyone. Oh, man. We are just going on and on.
Yeah,
this is
138, man.
Nice to see everyone. Smash like, please, and subscribe to all of us. If you haven't heard of Mike, which I wouldn't believe that for a second, but subscribe to Mike's channel.
Zombie, what's up? JP the Death Trooper. Jayhawk Jedi, Zavi, Nerf Herder Zach, 3rd grade ninja. What's up, dude? Dark Six Soldier. Nix is in here. That pesky Nix. That infamous Nix.
Yep, there he is.
Israel Lopez, Steve. Emmanuel LeBoy, hello. Astar. Woo, Cameron.
Whew.
Oh my goodness gracious. Sid Ways. Devin. All right. Nope. Just refresh. Data Slam. I just feel sad if I miss anyone. You know what I mean?
Biker Scout 74.
Vader X Bricks in the chat. Tim. I think I'm almost caught up here.
Yep. We're getting close.
Yeah. I just.
How you doing, buddy?
I feel bad to miss anyone because it's like.
Oh yeah. You
there's so many people
that doesn't get their name on the screen.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's everyone. Jeez.
So if we missed you,
what's up, guys?
Sorry.
We didn't mean to. We didn't mean to, but of course.
I smash like when you fix this damn door.
Yeah. So on Friday they had a live stream, which we totally right off the bat, Justin and I got it completely wrong on Figure It Out, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Which
was hilarious because it's like, how much more self-aware could I be? The little bit where I turn to Nate and I shake his hand and I go, I'm leaving this in, and if we're wrong, we're gonna look like idiots. Like, I was obviously like sarcastic, right. And then people were still in the comments going, ooh, this video aged like sour milk. Like, yeah, bro. Come on now. Give me a break.
So I mean, of course, we were hoping for Ula and the Rancor Keeper, but that did not happen. So on Friday, they revealed the final 2 stretch goal tiers. And the first one was at 16,000 backers, and that was a Return of the Jedi retro carded Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, let me
let's get some pictures in here, Justin. What are you doing? What are you
how do
doing?
I StreamYard? Okay, there we go.
I believe in you. I'm right here believing in you currently.
I'm that typical professor that, when you say you're about to share your screen, you have to say like, okay, let me share my screen here. All right, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the tiers first before the painted model?
Tiers of the Rancor?
Yeah, we'll just get the tiers out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, at 19,000, we're also getting...
This is tier 4. This is the highest one.
Tier 4, 19K, retro carded Power of the Force, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. This is a brand new figure, top to toe. Again, brand new figure, top to toe.
Say it again,
not a Walmart
Say it again.
Not a repack, brand new figure. No repack.
Mike and I, and Nate as well, I've been out pettying people on Twitter lately.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, that guy just there's so many people blatantly misinforming about this.
Oh yes, he's like, oh, it's a repack because it's gonna come out in the future line. Well, like yes and no, but that's like a weird petty distinction to make.
Calling this a repack, it insinuates that this previously existed in the line,
which it did not. Correct.
Because it's brand new.
And I think what's really bugging me the most is this is quite possibly, from the 3D render that we see, the best Luke Skywalker will ever get from the Black Series, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I did a video a month or 2 ago where I wanted to see updated figures of things that we've already had, and this was very high on my list. I'm like, they've been re-releasing the 2014 mold over and over and over again 3 times now, in the Endor Luke, the Walmart Luke, the original one, and I'm like, he needs a new body because it's awful. It's one of the worst Black Series figures in the world, and everyone's obsessed with it. And this thing looks gorgeous. Look at this thing.
It does.
Yeah, it does look fantastic, and it's going to have those great deep cut, single jointed elbows, and it's actually going to be able to. It's going to really be able to hit like the dynamic Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker poses you wanted to hit with the original figure, but you can't.
And you can't, no.
But I already saw, Richard Truxell, yes, it will be released on its own, but that doesn't make this a repack.
Nope.
And acting like exclusive figures on exclusive packaging don't occur value is just silly.
Yep.
Because
can we talk about the $200 first edition Mandalorian, who is the regular Mandalorian,
white
but in a white box. He's in a white box.
Yep.
And I like the point you've been making where if you don't like the tiers, you can sell them to offset the cost. So like the Yak Face figure from the sail barge easily goes for probably, I've seen it go for over 100.
It's over 100.
So, and apply
and
that
they
to
actually
these
re-released that in the regular line. Like they released that figure in the regular line, but it's going for that
just
much
the card
because of the packaging.
So you could literally, like, using that logic, 100 for each of these, that's 300. You probably won't get 100 for the Salacious, maybe, but literally you could offset the cost just by selling those tiers, because the narrative is always shifting and changing in this one. We'll get into it. Let's at least just get through showing off this stuff first, because we didn't get to talk about this on Figure It Out, because we record on Tuesdays and it posts on Fridays. So we at least like need to get through these tiers before we like actually deep dive.
Sure, good point.
Into it.
I'll try to hold back. It's really hard. I've got so many thoughts and emotions.
But we're kind of going out of order, but everyone already knows. This is just principle.
Right.
But this is the third tier.
16K.
Yeah.
Yep. And now, Mike, there is some confusion on this particular Salacious Crumb. It's not the one in the Galaxy's Edge pack, correct?
Correct. It's not the same one from the Galaxy's Edge pack. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's an upscaled version of the Vintage Collection Salacious Crumb. So they just took that mold and they made it bigger, basically.
Okay.
So it is different from both the original Jabba the Hutt San Diego Comic-Con version and the one we're getting. Although technically, I mean, if we want to split hairs, the one we're getting in the creature pack isn't Salacious Crumb. He's not named Salacious Crumb. It just says Kowakian Monkey Lizard or whatever. Like people have been saying Salacious Crumb because, he kind of looks the same. But that's, first of all, that's racist. Not all monkey lizards look the same. Okay. But like it's fine. The one monkey lizard is another monkey lizard. Like if you want to make it Salacious Crumb in your collection, because I know I was going to get that, and that was giving me my Salacious Crumb, and that's fine. I personally, I know we're not getting a deep dive. I would have never guessed this in like a bajillion years. This would have been so far down the characters I would have guessed we would have gotten. It's a weird choice.
I see. We'll get into this more, but as we've said in like on our channel and some of our videos, that I'm in the mindset, I think all three of us are in the mindset that we're in this for the Rancor, and it's like any of these tiers are welcome additions to the set. Exactly. I know it's fixated into the final cost and their corporation, and they're going to be like, oh, if we hit all 4 tiers, we need to make sure we charge this amount so we don't take a lot. Like, I understand that, but I would back the Rancor even if it had nothing. I would I just want the Rancor.
I can make a pretty good argument for the standard 350 price for the Rancor by itself.
Yeah.
Like with no tiers.
When I look at this campaign through the lens of like the people who hold the tiers in such a high regard, I think Hasbro failed to deliver the hype. I still think they totally failed to deliver the hype necessary to move the needle and get people to back it.
Well, they moved the needle.
Yeah, true. They did move the needle just in the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Because I was actually really annoyed by this.
Papa Gord's in chat. I just want to say hi.
Papa.
What's up, Papa Gord? Love you in here. And I was actually pretty shocked. I was speechless because they've been getting so much hate since the very beginning. And then they showed this, and I was like, oh no, this is the exact opposite of what, I don't know if it is a loud majority or minority, or if it actually is a majority of people, since we're not getting more backers, but I don't know. Through the lens of just all the outrage that has been happening, and through the community's eyes of people saying like, we need Malakili Ula or something like that, I just think this was a huge mistake. This is like the one big thing that I'm going to be pretty negative about. I think this,
but in the long run, it's one tier. Like,
that is true.
I think,
but I just knew how much outrage was going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
As a result,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But before we continue, we do have some super chats that I would like.
Yeah, let's get those out of the way.
Yeah. Vader X Briggs, what's up? I bet they didn't make the Keeper and Ula because they have exposed skin and are called a slave and slave keeper, which is a bad reason.
Well, he's a Rancor keeper. I don't think he's called a slave keeper, but
might have been his original name or something.
It could have been. Well, so here's the thing about Malakili. And this, I guess I'm just gonna get this. I don't care. Malakili is in the movie for like all of 5 seconds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't know, if you're just watching it as like a normal person, like my first time watching it, I don't know who that guy is. Is some crying guy? He's just crying. I don't know if he's crying because he lost a bet. I don't know if he's crying because that was his best friend. Like, I don't know why he's crying. All we do is we have a shot of this fat guy who I could probably cosplay as pretty easily. And I almost just took my shirt off and put a headband on when I came in here to be Malaki. Anyway, like he's not really anyone in the movie, but they released him in both the original Vintage line and in the Power of the Force 2 line, and a couple times after that in the 3.75 inch. There's a couple of Malakili figures out there. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're never going to get him in the Black Series. No one wants him without the Rancor." But like, if you don't think they're going to make this in the Black Series, especially if it's not a tier, like when the Rancor comes out, like he's going to be there. You're just not going to get him for free with the Rancor, but you've never gotten him. Every time they've ever released a Rancor, they've never packaged a Malakili with it. At any point in any Star Wars line, have they packaged a Malakili with the Rancor? So I get the sentiment that it does kind of make sense. And honestly, I thought we would too. So I'm not saying you're dumb for thinking that. Right. I'm just saying in Hasbro's mind, that's never been anything they've ever done, number one. And number two, it was more important to package Luke with them because he is a person that interacts with the Rancor more than anyone else in the entire movie. They directly fought against each other. He's the hero character, you know. So obviously Ula did and the Gamorrean Guard did. So like those are like the three characters that sort of directly interacted with the Rancor. So I think those three characters should have been the three characters we got, but Ula is probably never going to happen. Like, let's just be honest about that. Even in a Haslab's not magic. Haslab's like not going to skirt around any like Disney mandates or whatever, saying like, you know, no scantily clad figures, no slaves, or I don't know if those are real things. I've heard a lot of chatter back and forth. I've never seen any official like documentation saying they can't ever do that, just word of mouth, this and that. And I've seen that be wrong as much as I've seen it be right. That being said, I don't think we'll ever get an Ula in the regular line. I don't think Haslab is special enough to warrant an Ula as well. So I just think that was off the table from the get-go. I am surprised. Sorry, go ahead. I'm done.
No, I was just going to say, I was hopeful for Ula. And the reason that I think this is because obviously they offered Huttslayer Leia as part of the archive fan vote. So clearly, they still can maybe they can't make a new figure, but they can still release her. But I think the fact that particular version of Leia was in an archive fan poll, I don't think that she's off the table. And that to me says that Ula really wouldn't be off the table. But however, I don't think Ula would work as a mainline release at all, because again, she's just an insanely obscure character. And even like I have right here, this is the old Power of the Force Ula. This was a mail away. You couldn't even get this. You had to mail away for this figure. So I think that she is the perfect kind of figure to include in something like a Haslab. But again, you know, am I surprised that it was Luke instead of Ula? Not at all. Not in the slightest.
Right.
It was surprising. It was Salacious Crumb instead of the Rancor Keeper is what I was surprised.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Salacious Crumb is the head scratcher of all the tiers. I think
as soon as the Bones tier was released and we got that bone, like Luke's bone, basically, I'm like, okay, we're probably going to get a Luke like that. They're telegraphing a Luke with the release of that bone specifically.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. For me personally, I absolutely wanted an Ula and Malakili. I at least thought Malakili was like a given. And we said that in the episode. I really did. It out.
Yeah.
It was almost like a guarantee. I am like utterly shocked that it's a Salacious Crumb, and again, like, I agree with some of the, like, of course I want new figures. Like,
Me too,
obviously, like, of course I want new, cool, desirable figures, but that's not the difference between me spending hundreds of dollars on a Rancor are these $20 action figures.
Right.
But
Correct.
I was really hoping for a Rancor Keeper because I think it's a silly moment.
Right.
And with Ula, I agree with Nate. I thought it was the perfect opportunity because, to Vader X Briggs, to your point about the exposed skin and everything, like, they say, because Black Series is a $20, like, kids can still play with Black Series. Well, like, whatever the case is for that, I don't really understand that. But no kid out there is purchasing this HasLab. This is easily, an adult collectible. I would even argue that the Black Series is adult collectibles.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially with a HasLab Rancor where it's almost $400 after tax. So I don't think any of the skimpily clad outfit points are valid because, again, our Huttslayer Leia was part of that fan vote.
Right. Correct. And people always point to some random ass 2015 article that says that was like when they changed Slave Leia's name from Slave Leia to Huttslayer. Like, it's just a name change. It doesn't mean that the character disappears or that there's not going to be any merchandise going forward of said character.
And they just changed it to like a more empowering name.
Yeah. Well, in the Power of the Force 2 one, it was Jabba's prisoner is what her name was.
Yeah, and even the Black Series
figure, it was never even her official name anyway.
No. Right.
That's just what the community says.
The Black Series figure says Princess Leia in parentheses slave outfit.
Slave outfit. Yeah.
So she's never even really been like named that, but people cite that article saying that that's like the smoking gun that she's been deleted from merchandise, which I mean, there hasn't been any real merchandise with her on it in that particular outfit since then, but I think it's just pure coincidence.
It's the same thing with the Slave One argument. Like, if you go to StarWars.com, which is, the Star Wars official website, Slave One is still on there. You can read about the Slave One and Boba Fett. The only thing I've ever seen it being changed on is Lego set, and Lego does that all the time with their Legos, like with their Lego sets, all the time.
Marauder,
yeah.
And it's a toy.
Right. But thank you, Todd, for the $20 super chat. Rancor is awesome. That Luke looks awesome. Give us it all. If you are hating, then why are you here?
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
I
guess.
What's up, Noah, by the way?
What's up, Noah?
I'm going to have to skip the animations. I know, I'm sorry, but there's just so many people in here and we have a lot to talk about. But any support is obviously like, thank the maker. Paige, what's up, Nate? I want this salacious for my nightstand.
Well,
you got to make it happen, Nate. You got to inspire 4,000, or actually a lot more than 4,000 people.
8,000 people pretty much at this point to
get that
going.
Yeah.
So
I think we could still get there. Like I said, I've said this many times online. No HasLab has ever just skirted by with only 200 or 300, extra people. Like every HasLab has absolutely just destroyed every goal they've had. Like no one thought Galactus was going to get any of its tiers. No one thought Victory Saber was going to get any of its tiers. People are just like, oh yeah, it'll fun, but like it won't get there. But it's always that last end push where they get the big retailers getting their final orders in. You get the overseas orders that come in. You get all the FOMO people and the people waiting at the end because they don't understand it doesn't charge till the end, so they don't, like whatever that happens. Like there's always that end push, and no HasLab has. It's either failed completely from beginning, like Cookie Monster, or it's just crushed every goal. Only a handful of times with like the Sentinel and Razor Crest has the initial push been enough just to get it over even the funding stage.
Didn't they also have to extend out? They extended out Unicron, right? For a little bit.
I'm backer for Unicron, but yes, they extended it out to get in another I think it was New York Comic-Con. They wanted to extend it out too. So yeah, that one might not have made it had they not extended it out. But they also didn't do anything extra for it. Like they didn't they didn't sweeten the deal with more stuff or anything. You know, there were no tiers for the barge. There were no tiers for Unicron. It was just that. It was $500 or whatever, and you got that. You know, they didn't say, well, an extra 1,000 or 2,000 backers and you get this. And you know, those things didn't exist at that point. It was just you got what you got.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do want to say what's up to Sean Solo 8 is in here.
Sean Solo 8, what's up?
And
buddy?
Sleeping Collectibles. We have some fellow tubers in here.
Guys.
And then there was one more super chat I wanted to acknowledge from Bodie Collection. Meanwhile, someone will resell the Rancor for 500 plus. It'll be more than 500.
Oh yeah,
it'll be probably maybe even over double.
Razor Crest already goes for 900 to 1,000, and it's not even out yet. So
yep.
And
I've actually backed 2 Rancors. I've backed 1 to sell specifically and 1 for myself.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't have any problem with anyone doing that, by the way, because if you back one, you're creating one. You're not taking one away from someone else that they won't get. You are literally creating an extra one that wouldn't exist. So there's no way to scalp these things. Like scalping is not possible for Haslab projects specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and we also have another one from Connor. Is that £4.99 ignorant American?
Yeah, that's euros.
All right, because I know pounds is like it's like more straight, and euro is more of a curve. All right. Yeah. From Connor,
looks like an E. It just looks like a fancy E. Like it looks like a Star Wars E.
That is true. But thank you so much, guys, for the channel support within 30 minutes. We're sitting at 180 people in here. Like, what the heck is up, everybody?
Yeah.
Smash like. But Connor says, scrap this Kickstarter stuff and leave that to indie producers. Generally release these for collectors everywhere to have a choice, support retailers. Something like the Rancor, I'm sorry, I disagree.
Custom Rancor would be way more.
Well, that's why the Ghostbuster backpack is so popular, because if you go on like Etsy or whatever and get a custom Proton pack, those things go for thousands of dollars to hand make.
Yeah.
This one's $400, and it's just the backpack. It's not even the wand. It's literally just the backpack, and people are clamoring for it because of how much less it costs than going and getting one made like it.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, we've seen the big high dollar Black Series items go to retail, and they just sit. The first order TIE Fighter was, I believe, 150 when it initially came out.
170, I think, actually.
Oh, well, 170. And that didn't move an inch. Those sat at every store that had them. And I even ended up finding them at like Ross for a discounted price. So I don't think big high ticket items like this work in a retail setting. Your average mom and pop going to buy Johnny a birthday present aren't going to see a $400 Rancor and go, well, that's a pretty good idea.
To be fair, if they did make this for retail levels and at retail numbers, because you also have to keep in mind that retail numbers are not these Haslab numbers. 9,000 units is like what Target would order, like just Target. Like that is a one big chain store order right there. So they're just saying 9,000 backers for this very expensive. But if they mass produced it to the level where they would be putting it on retail shelves, even if it were just like fan channel exclusive, it probably would be closer to the 200, 250 mark, but maybe not, because the Millennium Falcon, the big one, that's a $400 toy. So you actually might be right about that. The more I think about it, I might have just talked myself out of my point.
Yeah, I kind of going back to like the custom, and I'm not coming at you, Connor. I get what you're saying.
No.
But
people have valid points. People have valid points.
Absolutely. How many comments I've seen on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram saying, "Well, anyone with a 3D printer could just do this for
sure."
It like
how much does a 3D printer cost?
How many people do you truly know who have a 3D printer? And B, like some people have been commenting this, like custom figures cost money because it's usually one person sitting there building something from scratch and they want to get paid for how much time they're putting into it. So like custom 6-inch figures are pushing like $80 to $100.
Who got the guns for their birthday?
That was me.
Yeah. How much did those guns cost? It was like 20 per gun, right?
Those the rocket launcher.
You got the unpainted ones.
Yeah,
right.
but
That's what I'm saying.
The unpainted ones from John Walker Customs are about $10 to $12 a piece.
Okay, and that's unpainted. That's unpainted. Yes. Painted, what do they go for? Like twice that, right? Because of the actual work that you have to go into it.
Yep, it's usually about double.
Yep.
So,
and that's just for a gun. That's just for a 6-inch scale gun.
Oh yeah, John Walker sells like custom Republic Commandos, and they're about, I think they're like $275 for one.
Yeah, that's a hot toy. That's a hot toy.
Yeah. So I mean, as much as you could say, oh, you could just get someone with a 3D printer to make those bones. You're going to be paying to get all of those bones, and keep in mind as well that they are in scale bones. So like the Bantha skull is going to be a larger skull. The Gamorrean Guard skull is larger. So
had 2 people. I'm sorry, we're 2 people away from 200. I just come on now.
This is crazy. What's up, Zach? I see Zach in the chat.
Records here.
That's my co-host right there.
Yeah.
Oh we got some super chats to get to.
Yeah, get those.
Gotta acknowledge them. Thank you, Vader X.
Vader, thank you for the $9.99. What I would like to see as a Haslab is a snow speeder sized Anakin interceptor. There would be so much going for it as a project like that, and so many great and satisfying tier options as well. No, I totally get that.
Maybe,
yeah. I would love to. I honestly think that the Jedi Starfighters could be just part of the regular vehicle line.
I think so too.
They're tiny.
I really do.
They're small enough.
I will say this: like I haven't obviously handled like say the Razor Crest or the Rancor, obviously because they don't exist yet. But the snow speeder, it like the plastic's not bad, but it's kind of flimsy a little bit. But like I have a feeling that if something were Haslab, it wouldn't be as flimsy. They don't have those budget constraints like they do when they mass release something for retail, or they have to cut some corners and miss some paint apps, or work with colored plastic instead of actual paint like they do with like the Rancor, where like you're getting a lot more premium figure with more premium materials that cost more when you get something like the Rancor or the Razor Crest. And when I ever compare it, I'm usually going to compare this to the Razor Crest because they're from the same, not exactly the same team, but the same division. Whereas you can't really compare it to like Marvel Legends stuff because they have a completely separate budget. They've got a completely separate, the way they do things is completely separate. People like to say, oh, it's the same company. They're a big company, but Hasbro treats all these teams as if they're their own little companies. Like the Marvel team and the Star Wars team don't really interact with, like they don't co-plan anything,
right?
So it's not like you can compare. It's not comparing apples to apples. This comparison right here would be closer to comparing it to a Razor Crest, since they're both Star Wars and they have to deal with a lot of the same hurdles and issues with like licenses and stuff like that Marvel doesn't. And Marvel also skates by, like they release like 100 waves a year because they're all the same figure, just with different paint and like different heads and stuff. Whereas Star Wars doesn't really do that. Like there's a lot more unique sculpting and whatnot with Star Wars.
Yeah, there's still plenty of reuse, but when you compare the two, right.
not the same level.
Right. But people, for whatever reason, give Marvel Legends a pass because, they make 8 million figures and it's a super deep cut character, which to me, when like Black Series stuff, when they do like heavy reuse figures, but it's a deep cut character, something like Zalbar, for example. Like I'm stoked on that because I know no other company producing Star Wars figures is going to make a Zalbar anytime this century. Right. Even with the KOTOR remake,
there's no valid replacement for Black Series in that scale. There's no replacement.
Yeah,
but I also want to say thank you to Zach, who this must be the Star Wars Black Series Instagram.
Yes,
Zach.
it is.
So,
yeah, that is him.
Yeah, he's going to actually be joining us December 5th.
He told me that.
I'm taking both halves of the Cantina. Black Series Cantina.
We've done it.
Which, side note, great show. I've been watching it at work. Headphones.
I'm glad you like it. Like it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I like your thumbnail idea where it's like the red and black box, Black Series packaging.
It's so good.
I actually came up with that. I'm not a designer or anything, but I was like, what if the thumbnails look like the old boxes? Because you can't make them look like the new boxes. There's not like a uniform look.
What's up, Hooter McCoolski?
Hooter McCoolski, what's up?
And we had one more super chat. I believe this is pounds now. Fet
That's
Lore.
pounds. Yes, that's
Hey
pounds.
guys, hope you're all good. Slight change of topic, but what do you think of the next Black Series Haslab could be if we get another? I think we'll talk about that once.
Yeah,
let's
do one
Haslab drama is over.
Yep.
But I certainly want to thank you for your support. Been getting a lot of support right away. We're at 199. Like, come on, let's break 200.
Yeah, let's crush it. Let's get
Okay.
two more people in here.
Okay, one last thing about the Salacious Crumb.
Sure.
Okay.
One last thing. Ultimately, yes, I was absolutely dumbfounded when they revealed the Salacious Crumb, and I get that. But I gotta stay neutral and I gotta use facts, okay? And I gotta use my logic here. So hear me out. People on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, they've been outcrying for the slave Leia, right? The Hutt Slayer Leia.
Yep.
And then Salacious Crumb gets revealed, and then all of those people are saying Salacious Crumb was never in the Rancor pit. Salacious Crumb never interacted with the Rancor. You're telling me Hutt Slayer Leia interacted with the Rancor?
At no point.
At no point. That's not what determines whether or not, because at the same time, like, Ula in the special edition, not even in the theatrical version of Return of the Jedi, she just falls into that pit and you have no idea what happened. And then in the special edition, she looks and screams.
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually had to reshoot her. They got her in like 20 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
And she still looked
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's incredible. She literally looked exactly the same.
They fixed her top to be back on her chest there. That was definitely a scene I rewound a lot as a kid.
Where you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you got a little dip there.
200. Nice. And thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
That's my girlfriend sending a $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lucy.
And all right, so we hit.
And
here it is. The first comment of the stream. Don't be a Hasbro shill. Backing you now proves
how dare you guys let things I don't like. You guys are getting paid by Hasbro.
Walter Van Winkle, I'm gonna text you come 2023 as I'm rocking my Rancor to sleep. And
my Rancor is gonna be
speeding it a baba.
Give it a baba. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for 200. But so I guess let's back it up a little bit.
We got to show the painted model now.
Right. But what I want to do before we get into that is just address all of the comments that I've been seeing so far of people personally thinking that $350 for the Rancor is too expensive.
Sure.
I think all three of us are in agreement that tiers or no tiers, $350 to us personally is a fair price to pay for something this large.
Yep.
With this amount of
look at the Gamorrean guard.
Yeah.
This is a big boy, guys. This is a big bulky boy. I understand being a person and being like $350 is too much. We do that every time. We do that at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. This looks good, but it's too much for me. And then you pass and move on. Yep. I totally get that.
Yep.
Absolutely. 350. If I didn't prepare for this, if I didn't do a little DoorDash on the side, if I didn't put away some money for this,
I saved up for it.
I saved up for it. But the ultimate point here is I feel like some people, mainly the people who are super negative towards it about the price, don't understand the cost of like tooling.
Correct.
And I mean, this thing has 45 points of articulation, the highest amount for any Black Series figure. It's huge. The paint, they say it's over 900 deco ops, which we'll get into because some people have been hating on the paint, but some of these photos are CG models, but there's
two versions,
and it's a model.
There's two versions of the painted Rancor. We have that one that you're looking at right there on screen, but then they had the one in studio on the live stream, which was different from the one that we got here. And the one in studio on the live stream is a much better looking paint deco version, and that's the one that's going to be closer to what we get. So if you really want to see what it looks like, go watch the live stream with it, and they put it next to the Razor Crest, and you can absolutely see the scale of just absolutely how monstrous this thing is, but how good it looks too.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said 350 is Hot Toys money. Well, this thing is 18 inches tall, hunched over like this.
Yeah.
With the arms in the air, what is it? 42?
No, that's 42 is stretched out.
42 stretched out.
Arms in the
So
air. Yeah. Although to be fair, nobody measures their action figures with their arms up in the air.
Right.
But they did want to showcase like how long the arms are, because they are a significant portion of the figure.
Yeah, the creature itself, it has elongated arms, so it was important to illustrate that it has the elongated arms. But it's okay if you personally think that $350 is too expensive for this, but there's plenty of people out there where I look at this, I look at the Rancor, I see what it looks like, and that looks like something that I would spend $350 on to include in my collection. It's okay if you think it's too expensive.
Yeah, but Data Slam, to your point, so that's where I feel like our mentalities are divided with the people who do hold the tiers in such high regard. And this is just my personal, I'm not saying you're an idiot if you think this way.
Nope.
This is how you should think. Everyone has their own opinions, of course. But the way I look at this is this thing would be $350 if it hit 9,000 and then just stopped and we got nothing. It would still be $350 and I would still want it because it's the Rancor. I am in this for the Rancor.
Yeah. Yes.
And it seems to me, just on the outside looking in here, it seems that too many people have that mindset of, I would have paid almost $400 if it would have included this $20 action figure.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone loves to say, it's a $350 piece of cardboard. But you're completely missing that it literally, like, are you forgetting about the Rancor? But you say, oh, it's a $350 piece of cardboard. But if it was a $350 ULA, you would have bought it. I've tried wrapping my head around that.
Eric Kaiser. I'm just gonna directly dude. No HasLab has come. No Star Wars HasLab has come with all new figures. Not one. The Razor Crest came with 3 figures. It came with a Baby Yoda, which is barely a figure. It came with a Jawa, which is a half a figure. And it came with a Mandalorian, which is just a repaint of a figure they'd already had in the line. And all 3 have been released in the regular main line before the Razor Crest has even come out to people that backed it. So that one, which was one of the most popular HasLabs ever, got 3 figures that are all basically essentially repacks as well. They were new when it was announced, but they're not new anymore. And everyone already has them in hand that collects the vintage collection line. So I'm not saying you can't value the tiers, but I'm also saying you have to really look at this logically. And if you're valuing it that much, you're not being logical about this.
Joseph bet $350 ain't a lot. Get your money up.
Well, you know what's also not a lot? 9,000 people. Like I said before, 9,000 orders is a target order for maybe even just a specific region, not even Target by itself. 9,000 is a pittance to what normal backing looks like for figures.
And Sid Wise brings up a great point. $350 is the cheapest this thing is ever going to be. So
absolutely,
if you want it, if any small part of your body wants this HasLab Rancor, you have to get it during the funding period, unless you want to pay double, triple, because that's where it's going to go. Every other HasLab has gone that way. Jabba's sail barge, $500 during the campaign, $2,000 today. So Razor Crest, $350 during the campaign, $800 to $1,000 today, and it's not even released. And those are sold pre-order listings on eBay.
Yes.
So
the same thing with every HasLab, the Galactus, the Sentinels, the freaking Unicron, which people say everyone diehard Transformers fans are like, oh, that's too much at $600, but it still sells for $1,500 on eBay or even on Big Bad Toy Store, because they're putting theirs up for that much now. They're selling. It's not like they're just sitting there not selling. They're selling at that price point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Eddie,
what I bought too.
It's not. That's a sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
We're
just joking, Eddie.
Yeah. Like I said,
for sure.
There's a reason why I don't buy the most expensive car. There's a reason I don't buy name brand clothing. I'm not saying stop being poor and get a rank. Like that's not what I'm trying to say.
No, it specifically said I saved up for this. I can't just normally drop $700 on
absolutely.
2 or even $350. The only reason I have Hot Toys is because they have the payment plan system. Like I don't go around dropping this much money regularly. But I specifically, when they announced it way back in the day, like back in, was it March? When did it leak? Was it July, June?
Yeah, it was something till July.
I think they pre-announced it like a little bit before that, where they didn't say what it was, but they said there was a Black Series Haslab coming like a month or so before that. And that was when I was like, okay, I need to start saving up for whatever this is, because I'm a Black Series collector and I need to be ready for it.
Yeah. Thank you, Devinder. SGD, ignorant American here. I do not know what
he's from Singapore, I think.
Nice.
I chat with him
Singapore
on Instagram.
dollar.
I might be wrong about that, Devinder, but I think that's right.
2 best Star Wars shows on YouTube, OOTV in my case. That means so much to me. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But
it's important to keep in mind, like, it's the difference between buying a Honda Civic and a BMW.
Yes, exactly.
There's things that, while to you may not see the value, but to, like, for me, I wouldn't see the point in buying a BMW. I'm fine with my Honda Civic. But there are people out there who see the value in a BMW and want that BMW and will pay the extra money to get said BMW.
I mean, the majority of people think we're insane for spending money on plastic that just looks different. It's plastic, but it's just sculpted and molded different. Okay, we're already insane.
Right.
In
the eyes of most people.
Biker Scout 74, that's a fallacy right there. The multi-billion-dollar companies should not be kickstarting products. That's incorrect.
Well, they're not multi-billion either.
Yeah, that's true. Hasbro's not a multi-billion-dollar company, but they also treat each division like a separate, smaller company. Like they have to make their own budgets, their own money. And like, for instance, if you don't think Hasbro, the Black Series brand, was hurt by like the TIE Fighter, like, and that was $170 toy. If you don't think they weren't hurt by that, like, you're wrong. That's why we haven't been seeing a lot of creatures and vehicles in the line recently, because every time they do something like this, it sits on shelves. It doesn't sell as well as they think it will. It goes on clearance. People buy them on clearance, and the brand is hurt because of that. And they don't do it. Like the reason they're doing this as a HasLab, as a crowdfunded thing, is because of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. GeForce, there's no arguing there. I would agree. But it's just, I collect Black Series.
Sure.
Yep.
I don't buy Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters.
I think that is a legitimate complaint.
Yeah.
They've got 3 major expensive HasLabs going on right now. And no, there's probably not a lot of overlap, but there is overlap. But not just that. They did it during Christmas time. Like, that's a weird choice to me. Like, it's a wrong time of year. They've got too much going on, let alone, like, you've also got like the turtle van that just popped up. You have the Robo Skull that was going on. Like, there's a lot of big stuff going on right now at this time of year. I think that is a legitimate concern and complaint that people can have, that I fully agree with.
I absolutely agree. It's and you have to make a choice. And like Mike and Justin said, and even myself, like, I've been selling figures I don't want anymore to fund the Rancor. So, like, on a drop of a hat, I know
what it means to financially struggle. Trust me.
I was homeless. I was homeless for like a year.
on a drop of a hat, spending $350 just right there, no questions asked. Like, that's a lot of money for me. But we knew that this was coming all the way back in June. We've had since June to save up for this. And if you've been watching our show for a long time, we speculated for the longest time that it was going to be $350. And it's $350.
I thought it was going to be closer to $300. I really did. I was a little surprised when it was $350, but it wasn't like a make it or break it. Like, in the end, when you're at $300, what's an extra $50 for me? I mean, for me personally.
Right. Yeah. But I saw someone, the comment already came and went, but they said you pay the extra money for a BMW because it has details. This has over 900 paint apps on it.
Yes,
what do you mean? What do you mean
details?
There's tons of details on this thing.
Because we don't have it in hand. So when we look at this, like we can't really zoom in on this hand. Because I'm like in the actual film, I rewatched that scene and there's like veins and like all this detail in the actual.
Yeah, if
like,
you really want to get a good scale, watch that. I think a lot of these people haven't watched the live stream. I really don't think they've watched it, because if you watch that live stream, like that's what wowed me. That's what really. I was only moderately excited about this figure until they actually showed the model, the painted model on the live stream. That's when I was sold and hyped for this.
And like I'll admit that we were wrong. Like we were wrong about a lot of stuff that we said about this Rancor, because we said Malakili was going to come with it. We made a few other predictions that we were totally. We were using the other. We were saying like, come on, guys. Which that's why it also kind of hurt that it was a Salacious Crumb, because I feel like we were so positive and like overly optimistic, and we're like, come on guys, like the first 2 tiers are usually the weaker tiers, you know, tier 3 and 4 are going to be hot fire bangers, and then it's like even Hasbro wanted to prove us wrong. So again, I do think like they failed in delivering the hype.
I agree for this. I 100% agree. I think the team definitely didn't have it going on.
Thank you, Fig.
Side note, their stream quality, they were peaking.
And
their audio was terrible.
Yeah, their audio was awful. It's like they had one microphone 30 feet away from the table.
And they were peaking, man. Like it was crazy. But I do agree that like I can so easily tell that so many people didn't watch the stream and then just make blatant misinformed claims saying it's just more repacks and repacks.
It's much easier to be outraged than it is to actually have a calm and collected factual opinion on something, or I guess I shouldn't say factual opinion, but look at the facts and base your opinion off of those facts, instead of, well, this random guy on Twitter said the Luke is a repack, so now I think it's a repack, and I'm not going to look into whether it is or not. I'm just going to start blatantly attacking people.
I was disappointed when I just saw the tiers, because I couldn't watch the stream right away. I was in a work meeting that morning.
Yeah, me either.
I saw the post on Twitter that said these are the 2 tier reveals, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like that was my first thought. I was like, super disappointment, whatever. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna watch the stream and like get the actual details and facts of what this is. And after watching the actual stream and seeing the Rancor with them in the studio, I was hyped. I'm still disappointed with the Salacious Crumb, but I think the Luke looks great. And I'm super, even if it doesn't get that far in the tiers, I'm looking forward to getting that Luke down the line. I'm super excited for it. But the Rancor is top. I love that thing.
Yeah. So we'll get into that next. I would like to get into the painted model that we see. But yes, thank you, Fig, for the 10 buckaroonies.
Absolutely. It's
nice. Yeah, it was a super nice. We were over 200 for a little bit there. But of course, they also revealed a painted model. And it's important to keep in mind that the final product could look even better than what we have here. And I think this thing looks incredible. Where's my favorite? There's a photo. Oh, here it is right here. Like, I genuinely cannot stop looking at this photo, because this Gamguard, like, again, he's a deluxe figure, by the way. And he's a bulky boy. And I just love the shot of him running away from the Rancor.
So the people looking at this, the bone and the fingernails and the toenails are not as stark white in the updated model as they are here. So it will look better in person than it does here.
Right. And this will also be metal. I think here it's plastic, and this will be metal.
I don't know if the whole thing is metal, but the chain will be metal and his earring will be metal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which is absolutely hype. But on these specific photos, it just looks incredible. They also had a model with them in the actual stream, and they were showing it off, and I think that looked incredible as well. And like you were saying, like even the nails and like the toenails, the fingernails, the inside of the mouth, the teeth.
They said they're also going to work on doing the inside of the mouth so it's even bigger, so you can fit a figure like further into it. Or they're going to try anyway.
Right.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
People were freaking out because the mouth was open.
Mm-hmm.
So they were assuming that you can't close the mouth. But I mean, there's tons of photos here with the mouth closed.
Sometimes you just got to use your eyeballs.
Yeah. Again, they showed all this stuff up on the stream. Like they opened and closed the mouth. Like they showed off all the articulation on the stream. So all these people complaining about that stuff, again, they clearly didn't watch anything. They're just getting all this information secondhand or making incorrect assumptions about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so I guess,
like a shot, right?
Yeah.
So the eyes aren't metal, but they're painted silver because the original model used silver ball bearings for the eyes. And I didn't know that when I was watching it, and they didn't either until because they went and scanned the original model to get it to look as accurate as possible. And those are things they found out when they were like messing around with the original model.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
And the toes are flat. Oh, before I forget, ratchet joints in the legs.
And in the arms. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like the legs were like the big what if, because of course, if you guys don't know in the chat, the Marvel Legends Sentinel, that was kind of a controversy with that HasLab, that the legs did not utilize ratchet joints.
Absolutely.
And thankfully, thank goodness, because he's also like hunched over, but with those ratchet joints in there, that's going to be so easy to get him to stand. And
I don't think this guy had any problem standing. Yeah.
Yeah, that just looks so good. There's so much detail and so many different paint apps on the figure itself. Like
also the different materials. Like he's got the hard plastic, but then he's got the soft dino feels, like whatever skin over the face and the torso and the back.
Yep.
The drool.
Yeah. The drool.
Point out that drool.
I love the drool.
Yeah, hey, the drool's included, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's one accessory if you just get the Rancor. Yeah.
Yeah, we also do have a $10 super chat here from Ron Marks.
Oh, I didn't even. I was focused on the Rancor.
They said, come Black Friday, watch how fast an $800 Lego AT-AT sells out. The collectors are there. This will go up as people calm down. And you know what? I absolutely agree. I think at the end of the day, while I'm skeptical if it's going to hit all the tiers, it's going to fund. It's still going to fund.
It'll fund. Yeah. And a lot of people, again, the people
like, this is a CG shot.
And they don't understand how HasLabs work. HasLabs fund on curves. They don't fund on a straight line. So it's not like it hits here and then it just kind of chunks slightly upward until it gets to the end. Like it doesn't work that way. Usually it skyrockets up and then it just kind of sits there, like maybe going up a little bit. Maybe in the month in between the start and end, it might go up 1,000, maybe. But it's not until that end where you see it really hit all of its tiers. Only a few have gotten funded like right away. It's never just a straight line straight up.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do this.
I
seriously can't.
I'm definitely gonna display mine like that for at least
a great
month.
shot.
Yeah.
What I always go back to as well is the Galactus. It literally sat dead in the water for almost its entire funding period.
Yep.
And people were freaking out and saying, if they don't get 500 backers a day until the end of the campaign, it's not going to fund. And then in the final 3 days, it funded and smashed every single tier, no problem.
It's the number one selling HasLab. It's got 32,000 backers. It would needed 14, and no one thought it would even get that for most of its campaign. It wasn't until the very end that it actually went there, and it didn't even just squeak by. It crushed it.
Yeah. So I don't think the Rancor is not going to get funded. I think it will be just fine. But just people are outraged right now. So they're going, I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to show Hasbro. I'm going to vote with my wallet. And then the last couple hours of the campaign, their FOMO will hit them.
They'll be back.
And they're going to be clacking away.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, wait.
American Warrior.
and it's nothing like Cookie Monster, because Cookie Monster never even reached 20%. Like the first day, I think I got 20 or 30 backers. And I think at the end, it was sitting at 600 or so, and it needed 3,000. So it wasn't even, at no point was it even close to being funded or anything. And that was only like, that one started at the same time as Unicron. So that was the second/third Haslab ever. So they were still learning a lot of stuff and whatnot at the same time too.
Yeah. Eric, I personally, Nate and myself, we both haven't. I know Mike has.
Yep. I funded Unicron, and then I backed 2 Victory Sabers.
Well, we technically, Justin, we have participated in other crowdfunding projects, but those were for like short films and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I thought you were talking about the GTP toys.
No. I'm talking about like Never Hike Alone and and stuff like that.
In that sense, I have, yes.
Right, yeah. I've crowdfunded like fan films, so like I'm familiar with the process, but this is my first Haslab because Black Series is really the only Hasbro brand that I'm like deep into collecting. Like I'm not a Ghostbusters guy, I'm not a Transformers guy. I like my Marvel Legends here and there, but Star Wars is my bread and butter.
It went up one backer.
Woo!
It's up to 48.27 by the way now.
I bet that was someone in this stream. I bet it was someone in this stream.
Yeah. So now it's only lost 274 backers. So I'm updating my spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet going on. I've been live like ever since they started losing backers in the when they did the first, was it the Bones tier? I'm like, okay, let's track this on a like an hourly basis. So I've got a spreadsheet going on right now. It never went past 5,130. I think 38 was its peak, and then so far it's lost 274 backers.
Yeah.
So
and Red 5 strong, like you're absolutely right. And I don't think we've ever seen a Haslab reverse to that degree.
Not at this level, but people did cancel the Razor Crest when it blew up. That
true.
did happen. That did happen, but it had already been funded, and it was well funded by that point. So like it was no danger of losing, but it lost some like backers when that happened. And there's always people that back out at the very, very end because I don't know, for whatever reason. But like that did happen for sure.
Right. Like, I mean, there's no denying that
did not lose 320.
Like
it's lost 274. I've been counting this.
But 274 versus 4,827.
Right.
Right.
I know it hasn't happened to that degree, perhaps, but I truly do hope this. I think it will get backed. I don't know about all 4 tiers.
I'm still confident. Like I said, no Haslabs ever squeaked by with only a couple hundred to spare.
Yeah. So do you think
that's how I'm seeing it? It's just this is not going to be any different. It's a minor setback right now. Absolutely, it's bad for optics. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think what we're seeing are the loud naysayers, and they're not as many of them as they think.
And I'm covered. Be rad forever. I agree with your criticism. Like, sure. I think the cardboard thing should have been a part of the packaging.
Sure,
I think,
but the cardboard thing's also not the only thing in that tier. You're getting bones and a cardboard.
Well, that's true.
You know,
and it's I sound like a broken record, but I just want the Rancor.
Same. Yeah. Well, you know what? I want the Rancor and the bones. If I get both of those, I'll be happy. I really do want those bones. Those bones are my favorite tier.
Here, I haven't showed off the bones yet. Let's get the bones here.
Honestly, and that was the thing too, is like there was tons of backlash about the cardboard being a tier, but I think the draw of that tier are the bones.
The cardboard,
exactly. The cardboard backdrop is just like hey, we're doing this too. But like I still do agree though that the cardboard should have been included just in the packaging, no questions asked, like they've done with a bunch of other big sets in the past.
Like most of
the draw of this tier to me are the bones. Like that's what I'm excited about.
It's funny because most of the criticisms are things that I agree with, but to me they're just like little flicks on my arm. They're like a little pinch that doesn't faze me overall.
Exactly.
I mean, people are melting. People's brains are melting because a cardboard backdrop is a is one half of a tier.
Is a part of a tier.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I mainly collect Black Series. I don't know if it's because I don't have any previous Haslab experience. I don't know, but none of this is offending me to the point where I get outraged and want to cancel it.
That's another thing that always I just don't get the people that are like, I feel disrespected because of this. Like, how is any of this disrespectful? Like, how? I don't get it. It's not like they're charging more for this stuff. It's not like Kickstarter where you have to go choose a tier and you have to pick what you get. Like, all you have to do is plop down 350, and depending on how many people plop down 350, you get either just the Rancor or a bunch of other stuff with it. Like, that's it. That's the end of the process.
Yeah, Wizzy, these are CG renders too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it might look like a little kitty paleontologist set. I mean, I don't know, but these are CG.
These are also unpainted. These are not like, these aren't the final design, because the little clumps there are sand that the skulls actually rest on.
Nice.
Yeah. I agree, Eric. I mean, you guys, I know there's some opposition in the chat, as to be expected. Like, and you're absolutely okay, because as I've been saying in the episodes of Figure It Out and everything, like, for the people, which there are tons, because there are thousands and thousands of Black Series collectors, and it's really only a fraction are going to back this. And so I know there are thousands and thousands of people who are going to pass this, but most people go, I don't see the value. It's too much for me, and I'm passing. But really, all of my passion goes towards the people who like hope for it to fail, campaign for it to fail, and most of all, insult people who are excited for it.
Exactly.
And who choose to back it. It's the people who insult, because for the first time ever, people were coming at us on Twitter, calling us tools, shills. I was on the Out of the Basement account in the live stream, and people were tagging the Out of the Basement account and saying Hasbro shills, yada yada. Sorry, because here's what it boils down to.
Oh, hold on. We got another update. We're another 2 backers up. Thank you.
Hey,
whoa.
Mike Chu in the stream just said, convinced me, number 4,828, and now we're 4,829. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Can I give a pitch for
Hasbro?
Can I give a pitch for why this is worth $350?
Do it.
Okay. So let's take a look at some of the big things that we've gotten from in the Black Series right now. Let's look at the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter, while roughly the same, like roughly size of the Rancor, it has fewer parts. It has almost no paint apps, and it has like really no moving parts. It's got a rotating turret, and the plastic is cheap feeling, and it's very, very hollow. You can feel how hollow it is and light it is when you pick it up. And it's $180. Well, $170 or whatever. Okay. That was also back in 2015. That was 6 years ago. Like, inflation has happened. It's not just inflation. The price of materials have gone up. The price of labor has gone up. All of that stuff has gone up. So it's more expensive now to make stuff like this than it was then. So if they made something like the TIE Fighter then for $180, it would be way more money now. It'd probably be like $220, $230 is my guess. What like a TIE Fighter would go for now. This is a lot more material. Well, it may not be like height wise bigger. It's bigger in a sense of like it's bigger. Like someone can be taller, but they're not bigger. If you know what I mean by there. It's got way more moving parts, which is way more manufacturing that goes into it, because each part needs its own mold, and it's got way more that goes into it. We got way more paint apps, way more engineering. They're not skimping and trying to keep it within a budget for this, because they have a much bigger, grander, premium budget to go for with something like this. So if they made this retail, like I said earlier, it would probably go for, I'm guessing right now, probably $250 or $300, and that would be with it not being as good. It wouldn't be premium like this. They would have to cut corners. But the fact that they're doing this in smaller numbers, and this is something they said with the Galactus, like I said earlier, 9,000 backers is nothing. Like, it sounds like a lot to a normal person, but when you look at how many orders Hasbro gets for other things that are in the same wheelhouse, that's microscopic. They usually get much larger orders that go out. Same thing with and then like when I saw someone talking about Playmobil and Lego deal with much smaller orders as well. They don't have all these commitments, but they've got that baked in. They're a completely different kind of company. They have a completely different business model. With something like this, they rely on making a figure and mass producing it to the scale where the production cost numbers are really, really low comparative to how many they're going to sell. But when you have a limited run like this and only 9,000 pieces, those production numbers, like, they eat into that cost a lot higher than like a normal figure run or vehicle run would be. So they're working with much smaller margins. So they have to make the price higher to accommodate for those smaller runs. They said that with Galactus. When they were doing Galactus, they're like, okay, it's going to be more expensive than the Sentinel. So they charged $400 instead of $350, but they had a much higher requirement for backers. I think it was like 14,000 backers instead of like the 6,000 the Sentinel. That's almost over twice as many backers required because of how much more engineering, how much more plastic, how much more research and development, how much all that much more stuff it took to make that. And they only raised the price $50, but they had to increase the backers that much to offset that cost, because the more you sell, the more profitable it becomes. And let's not mince words. Hasbro's a business. They're doing this to make money. Like, that's why they're doing it. Like, you know, they're not a charity. They're not making this and getting nothing out of it. They're getting money back out of it. So they have to make money to pay their workers, to make a profit, for their shareholders and all that stuff. So absolutely, like $350 for a relatively small run, high price point figure, a premium figure like this, $350 is not too expensive. It's about right. I really do think that.
I mean, well said.
Yeah.
And I agree. And one of my ultimatum, B-Rad, I understand like why people are against, because they want Hasbro to do better. I don't think, I mean, if it fails, what are they going to do? Lower the price back to $19.99 instead of $22.99?
No, they're never going to do that.
Every other, like, NECA Ultimates went from $29.99 to $36.99. Yep. It's only a matter of time before DC McFarlane follows through, or Jazz
Manufacturing costs have gone up for everybody. It's not just Hasbro. It's a worldwide issue.
At the end of the day, B-Rad forever, if I was given a choice, A or B, choice A is being able to say there is a Black Series Rancor, and option B, there isn't a Rancor in the 6-inch Black Series. I would rather be able to say there is a Rancor in the 6-inch Black Series. It's more toy, it's more product, it's a creature, it's more world building in the line. It's something in the line that wouldn't previously exist, that's not going to exist otherwise.
Can I interject real quick here? I just put in the inflation calculator. This line came out in 2013, right? So in 2013, $19.99, $20 is $23.73. So if they want to keep up with inflation, like $22.99 is equal to $20 back in 2013. So if they don't raise prices, they've essentially started losing money on their figures. That's just how the economy works.
Yep.
But B-Rad, we have nothing to compare that to in the Black Series.
Yep.
Give you less for more money. We have nothing else to compare that to within the Black Series, because this is different from Marvel Legends. This is different from G.I. Joe or Power Rangers. I know it's all Hasbro, but as we've been trying to explain, you know, each faction is different, and each licensing is different. And
Marvel licensing is different from Star Wars licensing. It's got different costs, different requirements.
And I know those issues and those problems shouldn't be reflected to us, the consumer. But when we're talking about it in depth like this, like, of course, those points are going to be brought up. I don't know. I mean, what's the logic behind that? Do you have like where does it say
true.
that?
That's just not
more plastic.
True. That's absolutely not true.
More plastic, more articulation.
There's more paint, there's more plastic, there's more materials that go into it. With all unique skull. No, that's just not true. That's incorrect. Yeah, and just to give everyone a background, I've worked retail for basically my entire life, and in the last couple of years, like in a management. So I know what like profit margins and things like that look like. And now my current job in the last year, I work e-commerce. So I'm even more into like what manufacturing looks like and things like that. So I don't have an insight on Hasbro specifically. Like I don't have any ties to that, but I do have an insight as to like what it looks like to sell stuff and like what margin, like, you know, what sales tactics look like, what market research looks like, all that stuff. Cause that's like my job now. So 100%, that's just wrong. 100%. Someone also told me that it's more expensive to make it's less expensive to make one big mold than it was to make a mold like that, like the Rancor with a bunch of different molds. And that's just wrong. That's just so freaking wrong. The more molds you have, it gets exponentially more expensive. Yeah.
Wheels, man. Okay.
Stop collecting. You know what? No. Don't argue with him. Stop collecting. If it's getting less appealing, stop. We don't need more collectors in this line. The line's doing fine without you.
Wheels
it really is.
Of Chaotic Doom. Well, not coming at you, Wheels. People have been commenting this forever because the Out of the Basement YouTube channel, you know, we found our success in the year of 2020 during quarantine, lockdown. That's kind of when we shot from about 2,000 to like 6,000-7,000. And people have been saying this, and I know it's Wheels of Chaotic Doom. You could very well be a veteran collector, as I'm sure you are, but that's why this isn't specifically directed towards you. But have you forgotten the years of 2015, 2016, and 2017 with the Black Series where it was Jyn, Cassian, and it was nothing but Rogue One and sequel trilogy figures. And specifically with Jyn and Cassian, every Walmart, Target, Meijer, Walgreens had Jyn and Cassian. It was peg warming for years and years, pre-photo reel, pre-butterfly joints. Like, we have such better articulation. We have more of a variety of characters, and we have ultimately, I want to say, less peg warming, or at least compared to the crisis that was Jyn and Cassian.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Also, what's up, Lukeness Monster?
What's up, Lukeness Monster?
The line, if some of these people would have been collecting Black Series back then, their minds would have melted. We went 14 or 15 figures in the red and black box before we got something that wasn't from the sequel trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah,
we used to get entire waves.
Jango Fett was the 15th figure in the red and black box line, and that was the first non-Disney or non-sequel trilogy figure to be released at that point. So we had to go 14 figures until we got something that wasn't from the sequel trilogy.
And we had to go further than that to get something from the original trilogy with the Leia and the Obi-Wan.
Yeah. The line compared to like 2020 and now well into 2021.
Or I guess Luke was before that. Luke was probably the first one. Sorry. And he's not even a good figure. Sorry.
Well, and all that pre-photo reel, you know, didn't even have the deep cut articulation. The articulation is miles better now. In today's standards, the line used to suck in 2016, 2017. Now, even back then, I was a huge fan of the line. But now that we have come into this, what we at Out of the Basement call the absolute golden age of the Black Series, starting with 1,000%. Basically like the Galaxy packaging and like that new Stormtrooper and everything. We are in the absolute golden age of the Black Series, starting in like 2020, and I think it's followed suit well into 2021. We've had to deal with COVID. We've had to deal with minimal releases, exclusives. The line still has its problems, but compared to what it used to be, the Black Series is at its all-time best.
The line almost died like 2 waves in. I can go back into my Amazon purchases and show you. I bought Luke, the Sand Trooper, and R2 from the first wave like maybe a couple months after they came out on clearance for like $11 a piece. They were dirt cheap, you know. They were like half off on Amazon because no one was buying them. The line wasn't popular.
And that's no hate to like the sequel trilogy or Rogue One or anything.
It's just a fact.
It was all Disney Star Wars. There was no appreciation shown to the other eras of Star Wars. And now there is prequel love. There's a little bit more, you know, I mean, there's always been original trilogy love, but there's OT love. There's the Mandalorian stuff. There's such a nice variety. Clone Wars stuff. There's so many clones. Like, we used to not have clones at all. We used to have no clones. Aside from like the Orange Line, the Phase 1 clones. But we didn't have Clone Wars characters. So like, I don't agree with the people who say like the line has just recently gone into such a bad spot. I absolutely do not agree with that.
Agreed.
100%.
Yep. It's the line is better than ever, and while it may be a little bit harder to get figures early or to get them on time or to even find them in stores, you still get the figures at the end of the day. Like everything I've pre-ordered, I've gotten. Anything like it, they might not be in stores anymore, or they might be harder to find in stores, but there's plenty of online retailers out there to purchase these figures from. No problem. You just have to wait a little bit.
Well, and there's more places to get them now. It's never been easier to start your own toy shop and order from like Hasbro or go through Entertainment Earth. Like it's really not hard to start your own store at this point.
And to your next point, Wheels, I have absolutely no problem with that, because the overall fans of the Black Series first came out in 2013, well before Disney purchased Star Wars. Like,
no, that's not true.
Yeah, no, they owned Star Wars when Black Series came out.
So they bought it in 2013.
2012, I think.
I think it was 2012.
I thought it was 2014.
No,
regardless,
Black Series was created as hype for Force Awakens.
Okay, regardless, Force Awakens, didn't come out until December of 2015, and the Black Series came out in 2013 with that first wave. That was before, like, I feel like the number of Black Series collectors has skyrocketed after those films, and like Star Wars is completely rejuvenated. It's been reborn. It was on the cusp. I mean, it's never going to become irrelevant, but at the time it came out before we even had, you know, the first Disney Star Wars film. And after all that, and after all these shows like The Mandalorian, like the Black Series fans have grown, as we can see. So I have no problem with veteran collectors leaving the line. I mean, you go,
and you can
go
take
right
a break
ahead.
and come back.
Probably
my co-host Zach, he did that. Like he collected it when it first came out. He sold most of his figures, and then he came back like recently. So like, take a break from the line. Like, you don't have to collect these. No one's forcing you to collect them. If you don't feel like it's worth it anymore, if it doesn't bring you joy to collect these figures, don't. It's fine. Don't buy it. Don't back the Rancor. It's worth it. Don't buy Cobb Vanth if you don't think he's worth it. No one's forcing you to do these things. Don't buy rebates if you don't like it. No one's holding a gun to your head saying you have to buy every Credit Collection figure or every Gaming Greats figure or whatever. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's not a big deal. But you don't also have to campaign against it. Like, that doesn't make any sense either. And we're back down to 48-28. So.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you're absolutely right. And I think that at the end of the day is like one of the most important things that I think, like, I just wish collectively as collectors, we could all just understand this. Like, if you don't like something, you don't have to buy it. That's why years ago, when the Marvel Legends, when I was really deep into collecting them and it was just MCU figure after MCU figure, I stopped collecting Marvel Legends because I was like, this isn't what I want out of the line. And I stopped collecting it. But did I go on and tell people you shouldn't collect Marvel Legends because I don't collect them and I think what they're doing is stupid?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're allowed to think it's stupid, but don't go on an evangelical kick trying to convince other people that it's stupid.
Right.
And that is not, because some people read that as us saying, you can't criticize something without also loving it at the same time. And sometimes people try to make that accusation towards us, but if you check out our reviews, we will point out the flaws in the figure, and then at the end of the video go, I still think it has a great shelf presence. I still love the figure. I know Crosshair has that antenna thing off his shoulder. I know he still has the 99s, but I still like the figure, and I still think he has a great shelf presence. But we still make sure to criticize things when... Because I agree, high amount of exclusives, poor distribution. There are a few examples that are way too egregious reuse. For example, personally, me, Boss, I think is way too egregious with the reuse. I'm not afraid to criticize, but I still love the line. I still am a huge Black Series fan.
How dare you? You're not even a fan anymore. How dare you say those things? How dare you, sir?
I feel like, it's... I just want people to just understand that, especially for our channel, when we point out those things, like with my Crosshair review, I pointed out the 99, I pointed out the incorrect shoulder pads. So I let people know, I'm like, if this bugs you, this figure has these problems. But for me personally, it doesn't bug me. I think Crosshair looks awesome regardless. And I'm not going to sit there and stare at it and stew and be like, why didn't they do the shoulder pads correctly?
Well, the answer is probably the early model had those things.
That's I think
the answer. Yeah.
I think just like how they admitted that Rex was a concept art figure and that's why he looks the way he does. I think Imperial Crosshair
the Echo's extra little appendage hand thing.
Yep. I think Imperial Crosshair was a victim of the concept art figure, because why would they give him a new helmet, resculpt the chest, and then not commit to the shoulder pads?
Correct. Yep.
Like, why would they go far enough to do a different torso piece and then go, well, the shoulder pads, we don't care.
Just leave it. It's fine. Yeah.
It's like they wouldn't have done that if, like, the original concept art picture, I'm sure that they had probably had Crosshair with the freaking shoulder spike.
What's up, Salacious Rum?
I feel like at the end of the day, like I'm personally really passionate about the line. I'm really passionate about collecting figures, but the problems with the figures are not going to ruin my day. It's not going to ruin my existence. It's not something that I take so seriously to where I'm willing to start calling random strangers on the internet names because I disagree with them. It's like, to me, take a step back. It's toys. We're talking about collecting articulated pieces of plastic. I don't think it's something that's worth getting so up in arms about to where you want to start insulting people.
Yeah. Gyros, real quick, the hole is more than likely like where the Hunter sheath was. It's probably the same arm.
It's Hunter's. It's Hunter's.
Because they couldn't care to fill that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
even the Marvel Legends team does that. They just did a Venom, and he's got holes back here because a different figure had something there, and they're like, we just didn't have time to fill it in. Like we didn't want to do a whole new sculpt for it. Yeah. And and you know what, Marvel Legends collectors, we're okay with it because, like, I guess they're chiller people. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it definitely seems like the Marvel Legends community is a lot more forgiving when it comes to reuse, and I'm even more. And just like I said earlier, it's like, they do really obscure characters and they're almost entirely 100% reused figures in Marvel Legends. And I'm fine when Black Series does that too, because I would never get Zalbar, Boss, Nihilus. I would never, ever. The only reason Darth Revan is as great as he is because he won a fan vote.
Yep.
If that figure didn't win a fan vote and came out in the Gaming Greats line, I guarantee you it would be a mostly reused figure with a new head.
Correct.
So I think when it comes to getting obscure characters, the reuse is never going to bug me because it's either that or nothing. And to me, I would rather have those characters on my shelf.
And we're back down to 48.26. It's been a roller coaster. We've been hovering up and down.
And kind of adding to your point, Nate, like, there's no like alternative. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I love some of the comments we see of like the Diamond Select stuff. Like, Black Series better watch its back. Diamond Select has three figures in 2 years.
Yeah.
Come on.
And the face on Darth Maul isn't great. So like, who knows what'll happen if they do human characters? You know,
Hot Toys,
right?
Obviously, not a replacement for $22.99 action figures, and nothing has the character catalog. The only thing that does is TVC, and guess what? That's Hasbro too.
But it's also a different scale. Like I like the 6-inch scale specifically. I don't collect 3.75 inch
SH Figure Arts, nowhere near the character catalog that the Black Series has. And Black Series bests SHF in quite a few instances, such as Mace Windu and Count Dooku.
I'll say something. That new Mandalorian Luke doesn't look good. Did you guys see that? The SH Figure Arts
I did,
Mando Luke.
I will, but here's the thing about SH Figure Arts. If it comes out, they've announced a lot of figures. They've announced a lot of figures that never see the light of day.
Yep. Eric Kaiser said,
has their Hoth Luke come out? They announced a Hoth Luke like back in 2018.
Yeah, I don't think so. Eric Kaiser, though, asked, where are the Build-A-Figures in Black Series? I honestly wouldn't want Build-A-Figure in Black Series because when I was deep into Marvel Legends, I had to buy so many figures I just didn't care about just for the Build-A-Figure piece.
Well, on top of that, Hasbro they usually don't do like full waves the way Marvel Legends does. Like Marvel Legends will do, here's 6 figures in a box in a wave, and each of them comes with a piece. Like in one wave, we might get like 4 repacks and 3 new figures or something like that. Like it just doesn't work like that.
Right.
And on top of that, to Eric Kaiser, are you prepared to buy Holdo, Rose Tico?
So you can get a Build-A-Figure piece, right? Characters people hate. Right.
That's exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to want to buy certain figures that have that.
Yep. Rena Jossie was asking earlier, should I sell my Jabba the Hutt now so I can back the Rancor, but will Jabba be re-released again in 2023? That's a very interesting question because I feel like there's a good chance Jabba. There's a good chance we'll get Jabba again because he's very expensive right now, very hard to get. Even though, again, back in the day, like you were talking about, Mike, getting those early Black Series figures for dirt cheap. Yep. Justin and I, off of Hasbro Toy Shop, got Jabba the Hutt for $11.99.
Yep.
Back in the day, because it sat.
Jabba the Hutt peg warmed hard. A lot of those early figures, the slave Leia peg warmed hard. Greedo peg warmed hard.
Yeah.
They were clogging shelves because nobody wanted them at the time.
Yeah, but I would say I want to say that Jabba the Hutt will see a re-release for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It'll probably be in a Kenner retro pack like they did with
I'm hoping for a new sculpt.
That would be amazing. I would like a little bit more articulation if I'm going to be honest.
Right. Same. I don't like the hand gimmick. I'm not a fan of gimmicks like that. Yeah.
The gimmick is the gimmick is stupid because he pretty much always has his mouth open. You can't close it unless you lift his arm up like this.
Yeah, real quick, Lukeness, we did. That was like the first thing. We just dove like straight in.
It was like the first, second, and third thing we talked about.
Yeah.
But I think
What's up, Axel?
It could work out for you because Jabba the Hutt does go for a pretty penny these days. That would be a very decent coupon, so to speak, off of the Rancor's initial price. But again, it's a risk. But I do think that we'll see at the very least a Jabba re-release in a Kenner retro pack. Kind of like I would hope it wouldn't be exclusive, but I would assume they'll do something like what they did with the Wampa, where it was re-released. Little deco update in the Kenner style packaging.
What's up, Red Wagon?
Hey, Red Wagon, how's it going?
Some late bloomers here coming in. What's up, everyone? We're still sitting at 188 people.
Still a lot.
Do you guys have any other points to make about the Rancor?
Just full transparency. If it fully backs with all its tiers, I'm 100% selling my Gamorrean Guard and Luke Skywalker to offset the cost of my Rancor. Like, I don't need those figures. I don't collect in card. I open everything. I've got two Gamorrean Guards already. I don't need a third. The Luke's gonna come out in the regular line. So while those tiers don't wow me, like I don't super care about them, I do see them as an opportunity to get money off of the Rancor, making it an even better deal. Like,
right.
you know, if I get I mean, like $30 and $20, you know, that's the retail price for a Gamorrean guard in a Luke Skywalker. If I get $50 off of it, that's great. But realistically, there's someone out there that does want those in-carded figures with those coins, and they're gonna pay a much higher price for it. Oh yeah.
What's up, Jose?
Yeah, there you go. You have a
there you go,
right
Mike. You already got them
There you
lined
go.
up for you.
Already got them lined. Fabulous disaster. I will sell them to you so hard.
And,
if they
and
get funded, yeah.
And I definitely agree with you. Those tiers, you're just kind of like, okay, like especially. I mean, I do have stuff on card. You see it all behind me, but I'm not like dead serious about on card collecting. Like most of these figures behind me,
I don't have to. No.
Clearance purchases.
Be rad. I don't have to sell anything. I can easily keep them, but I don't. I don't need them. Is my point. Like it's not that the Rancor is overpriced. It's that those tiers came extra. I came in prepared to pay $350 for a Rancor, and they gave me a Rancor plus a bunch of other figures I don't necessarily need. So I'm going to sell them. It's not like I have to sell them to afford the Rancor. Right. So that's just a wrong outlook.
And you could use that also for the people who don't think the Rancor itself is worth $350. Sure. So that's also a valid point for other people who say it's too expensive.
Absolutely.
And I know there's tons of different people in here, so we could kind of repeat some points, but the Yak Face carded figure from the sail barge easily goes for over 100.
Easily.
If you apply that logic to these 3 carded figures, even though the Luke is brand new head to toe, you could easily sell those 3 carded figures. You might even be able to offset the entire cost. Maybe not, since the Salacious is tinier, but at least a big chunk.
Well, that's I ordered a second one to basically pay for my first one. Like I'm fully expecting to sell my second Rancor for $700 easily.
Yeah, if you can pony up front to buy more than one, then you could literally sell your spare one and pay for everything. Pay for both.
Yeah, I'm gonna make money off this deal easily.
Yeah. So I mean,
Gerald, I think we'll get the keeper.
Yeah,
just to address your comment real quick.
Yeah, but I think that there's not a doubt in my mind that the retro carded figures, just like the other retro carded figures we've already seen sell for high dollar amounts, it's going to follow suit. It's going to be the exact same. So if you want to sell them to offset the cost, if you want to,
yeah,
you could do that.
Yep.
For me personally,
not everyone's going to sell those.
No,
right.
Again, same thing with the
and the fewer people that do, the better it is for people that do sell them.
Right. Like, I think, honestly, I'm probably going to keep mine, and I'm probably just going to put them on the wall right back here and call it a day.
And that look fantastic there.
Yeah, and I'm not going to open them because I already have 2 Gam Guards open, and I could buy a third if I wanted to. They're readily available. Yep. And the Luke is coming later in the line, so it's like, why destroy that awesome-looking card when in a couple months I'll just have the removable packaging version, and I'll still have that awesome card.
Realistically, the Luke will be out before the Rancor is. Like, if you get that and the Luke gets funded, the same thing happened with all the figures that came with the Razor Crest. They have been out for a bit, and the Razor Crest hasn't shipped yet. Like, we'll get that Luke in hand before the Rancor comes out.
Yeah. And Joker Jamie, that's if it happens. I totally agree. But if it doesn't, I'm getting a Rancor. And that's at the end of the day exactly what I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with thinking that the Rancor is too expensive for you personally. There's nothing wrong with that. We've never said anything like that. It's just different. Yeah, he's I don't think
he's pretty sour on it.
I think if it does fund, he will. Because it's happening. He responded to no, it wasn't him, it was someone else that responded about he thinks that if it fails, they'll come back in February with the same thing, but with like some different tiers and whatnot.
And here's me going, okay, I do it again. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Pre-order again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my money. I'm just gonna save my money in my account that it's sitting in right now. I'm gonna keep putting money into it, and maybe by the time it comes back, I'll get 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you guys really think they would do something like that if it didn't back right now? You think they would circle back around with different tiers or something? Or like, because I feel like I would have to imagine those tiers are somewhat in production. Like someone spent time and effort on those.
I think there's a possibility. They put a lot of work into the Rancor. Like how far it has come so far hasn't been free. Like they've put a lot of money into the tooling and getting prototypes made and painted and things like that. And the photography, like that costs a lot of money. They've got a lot of upfront money right now into it. So I do think if it does not back, if it doesn't hit that 9,000, I do think they'll come back with it again in a later date. I really do think that's a possibility.
I mean, that would be awesome. But I mean, not that like the tiers would sway me one way or another. Like you guys said, I would just back it again and go, okay, well, these tiers are cool too. Like the tiers before where, you know, they're so, but that's not what for the 3 of us affect is what's determining whether or not we're going to buy something that's $400 if it comes with a couple of $20 figures.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think it's something ultimately, I don't think it's something to get up in arms about, argue with collectors, because it's just not, it's not worth it. It's so silly to actively campaign against something that you don't want just because you personally don't want it. That's like when people criticize the Black Series saying that there's no new figures, but there's new figures. It's just not what they particularly want. So it's like the entitlement. It's like, you know, you gotta work out your entitlement there as a collector. You don't.
It will never get released outside of a Haslab. They'll never release the Rancor by itself ever. But I think they will try another Haslab campaign for it. I do think they will, and I think they'll try to sweeten the deal a little bit. But I don't think it's in danger of failing. I really don't. I don't think. But yeah, we've lost 276 backers at this point. But like in the end, like I said at the beginning, I don't think that's enough to kill this at all. There's still a lot of people that are like us, and all the people in the chat that we've seen. And I've got a lot of emails. I've got a lot of there's a lot of people that don't like it, but there's more people that do like it. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And Mark, I'll say the $20 figures. I mean, it's not scalping. You cannot scalp a Haslab. It is physically impossible to scalp something that's open order.
Right, because you're not clearing the shelves. You're actually creating more product by backing it. And if you want it, it's available right now.
Correct.
If you want it. It's not like
you can buy
a Walmart exclusive or something where you're going to buy them all up and resell it.
Correct.
Which is wrong, which is scalping.
Yes.
But you absolutely can't scalp a Haslab because you have the power to get it if you want it. So
you are funding it. You are creating one that didn't exist when you bought it.
Infinite amount. You could buy. Yes. Well, it's 5 per transaction or whatever.
That's per transaction. You can that's because that's how the toy stores do it. And that's another thing is this price point we're seeing right now. That's not retail price. That is wholesale price. That $350 is a wholesale price. That's what Big Bad Toy Store is paying for it. That's what Dorkside is paying for it. That's what all those guys, they're not getting a better deal than we are. They're paying the $350 just like we are.
Yep.
That is what Hasbro is saying that's what it costs to get that. So if you buy it here, it's literally the cheapest it'll ever be. And anything outside this, that will be retail marketing. But since it's never seen retail, it's automatically subject to aftermarket prices.
Yeah, doesn't I think Big Bad has? Don't they have Sentinels up that you can buy?
Use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna actively check Marvel Legends Sentinel.
Jonathan Anderson, yes, 1 backer is 1 Rancor.
Yep, and I think it's it's important. And I forgot. Richard Truxell said limit 5, have at it. It's limit 5 per transaction.
Per transaction.
So you can literally just go right back and order 5 more if you really want to. It's and that's how you will see for purchase, the Rancor on Big Bad Toy Store. You'll see it for purchase, and it'll probably be $300-$400 over what over the 350 price tag. Because I think
correct.
I want to say the Sentinel. I'm having trouble finding the listing because I think it's long sold out. Because they did like it was
when it's going on during a funding period like this, they'll put it up on theirs for basically the same price plus a little bit more. Because what they're giving people is an option of buying it without having to put all their money up front. So if they did that with Unicron, I think they had Unicron for like $750 instead of the $575, but you didn't have to pay it until it actually came out. So they're giving people the option of buying it for roughly a little bit more than what Hasbro is selling it for, but giving you longer to pay for it. But then they also buy some to sell afterwards for way more. Like I said, the Unicron's going for $1,500 on Haslab or on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yep, I found the listing here. It's of course it's sold out, but they initially put it up for $679. So
for a $350 figure.
Yep. I mean, but that's still a hell of a deal when you look at the eBay sold listings too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna see the Rancor for sale, but again, it's gonna probably be double price.
And you know what? Big Bad Toy Store has more than that. They're keeping some set aside to sell for even more down the road. Like because they did that with Unicron as well. They had some while it was up to back. Then they had some more just after it came out for roughly twice the price. That was like $1,200 or something like that. And then they came out with more after that for $1,500. And they might even have more after that. Who knows? Like they buy a lot to sell and they keep them because the price gets up and they can just make more money on it.
Yep. And at that point, it's not scalping because they've held on to them. That's the legitimate value. I know it kind of gets a little gray when you're an actual like toy business, but at the same time, I'm like, if I was a normal person and I held on to my Unicron for 2 years and now it's worth even more, I want to get what it's worth. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep. Well, if you had like an in-hand like carded double telescoping Luke Skywalker that goes for $20,000 or whatever, you're not going to sell that for the $3 it originally retailed for.
Well, I originally only paid $3 for it, so I got to do what's right. I got to do what it's like. Of course, scalping we disagree with, but like. Yes.
It's not scalping.
But when something has a legit value and you want to sell it for that value, then you absolutely should get that bag. Like, and I can't blame Big Bad Toy Store for being like, hey, we'll offer you a Sentinel. You're gonna have to pay double price for it, but would you rather pay double or triple on eBay? You let us know. And obviously, we know the answer to that, considering it is absolutely sold
out. Yeah.
And Axel, there you go.
People, like, why didn't those people buy it when it was on Hasbro's website for $350? We're gonna see the same thing. This Rancor is gonna fund, and then
David C.
And then in 2024, when the Rancor's out, and you and me, and we're all playing with our Rancors on YouTube videos and having cool photography and hugging them and walking them and holding their hands like ET or whatever, like. They're going to look at that and they go, man, I should have backed that. That does look good. And then they're going to buy mine for like $750 because that's how it works.
Like B-Rad forever. I totally like there are valid points on both sides, but I guess my point is there doesn't need to be two sides to this. No. You're either in or you're out. I don't understand why it has to be like the opposition.
No,
and not you specifically, but like I said, people have been commenting. People have been, by the way, I do like, people are showing Red Wagon love. I do actually, I watch your channel.
What's up, Red Wagon?
I do like your channel. But
you're a great person.
Yeah. But my point is to the people, there are people yelling and screaming and veins are popping out of their head and their face is red. And Hasbro ruined their life. And this is basically like our points are to the people who are genuinely like campaigning for it to fail, encouraging others to cancel, and ultimately insulting people who are excited for it.
Yes. Darth and Zero, to his point, if you're listening to him right now, we described two sides, but there's a third side, I guess, where people are actively campaigning against it, and that's what we're talking about. Sorry, continue.
Right, because there are a certain number of people who can't just pass on it and move on. They have to make it like, we need to make a stand to Hasbro. It shouldn't be this one side, like two sides of the coin. Like you either look at that and be like, I want to get that, or you don't, and then you just move on.
You move on.
But instead, there has to be this like outrage, and it's really like this man-child mentality where it's like, I personally don't want this, but I also hope other people who do want it don't get it either.
Like they need their dislike validated so hard, they go out and evangelize it because they need to feel validated in not wanting it too.
Yeah. And it's, we have our point because the whole sentiment of like the tiers suck or it's not worth 350, yada yada. And what's interesting is I actually agree that the tiers are disappointing, but at the end of the day, I'm just in this for the Rancor. I've said it 1,000 times, but it's good for the line to get a creature, this massive creature that wouldn't previously exist, and it's not going to exist if it doesn't get funded. I want a Rancor in the Black Series. Like, why is that a shill mentality that you're a fan of something, you're a fan of the Black Series, and you want to see it succeed?
Yes.
I don't understand that. But people, that is why I felt the need to get Mike on, because I'm a little surprised by the lack of other YouTubers support, but I'm like, thank goodness
we're back
for
up
Mike.
to 4829, by the way.
Nice.
It's like a roller coaster.
Right. but that is why I felt the need, like, we need to do a whole stream about this and kind of.
I'm gonna make a whole video about this. I'm gonna be brave and make a whole video. Oh yeah.
100%, not 100%. And I'm done. Like, I think I agree. This is a roller coaster, and I'm just in it
right
for
here.
the
This
ride.
is a good mentality. I love Dude's Nerdery. I love your mentality. You don't have to personally back it, and I'm fully on board with you not personally backing it. But it's nice to root for the people that do want it. That is the good attitude.
Because there's no valid reasoning for rooting for it to fail. There is no valid reason. Because at the end of the day, you're just hoping that something doesn't get made because it didn't come with the tiers that you wanted.
Because you're throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, and it's not the whole make a stand to Hasbro. That's not going to happen because it's what are they going to do?
You get a lot of the whole vote with your wallet comments, but at the end of the day, adult collecting like we are is probably such an insignificant drop in the bucket to Hasbro that they're just like, okay,
yes,
you don't want to buy anymore. That's fine. There's 800 other moms and dads out there buying all of our products for their kids.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people, a lot of adult collectors think that there's way more of us than there really are. And they think that we as like a collective group could somehow impact Hasbro so significantly that they would like change things to what we want them to be. I don't think that doesn't exist. That's not real. If all adult collectors disappeared, Hasbro would probably feel a slight dent in their profits. And then it would just be like, okay, whatever. Like, there just aren't that many of us. So, I mean, ultimately, if you don't want it, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
But not purchasing it, honestly, it's not really sending Hasbro a message.
And now, I agree, Jonathan, because see, this is where like I'm not just a blind shill because I am disappointed by how it was handled. And yeah, it's cringe. They thought Salacious B. Crumb was gonna.
Yes. Oh my God.
They thought Salacious Crumb was gonna get people
gonna move
hyped.
the needle.
And I get it. I understand. Do they read comments? Do they look at?
They do
the stuff, and it's like I know for a fact. I mean, that's how corporations operate. They look at comments. They look at that analytical data of what people are saying about their products. How did they ever think in a million years, after people were complaining about the Gam Guard, the bones, and the backdrop, How was Salacious Crumb? That was a bad idea. I 100% agree.
I think they knew it wouldn't, and I think that's why they did it all at once. It's like they just ripped it off instead of, because they do this with all the other Haslabs. They kind of dole it out a little bit, where it's like, okay, this time we'll show the painted model. Now we'll show tier 3. Now we'll show tier 4. And instead of getting a bunch of little mini like backlashes each time, they were just like, you know what? Let's just rip it off. Let everyone get it like out of their system with still 2 weeks to spare. And in a week, everyone will be over it. And then, everyone will come back or whatever. Once that initial shock of it not meeting their expectations has kind of gotten out of their system. And I agree. It's not great.
Yeah. And for the whole going back to the whole vote with your wallet, Richard is bringing up a good point. Bad Batch Captain Rex sold out. Holiday Figs sold out. Credit Collection sold out. Carbonized Collection sold out. That Carbonized Mando before Target repressed it was going for well over $100.
Yep.
Yeah.
This whole vote with your wallet, I get it, and I get like the cash grab repaint things, but they almost always sell out. So there's obviously a market for all of this stuff.
First edition Mandalorian.
Yeah.
$200. Like
we complain, but then everything sells out.
Yeah.
And Starkiller, I'm not saying they're not entitled to be disappointed and voice their opinion.
Sure, no,
I'm disappointed in the tiers.
It's how you voice your opinion. It's how you go about it that's different.
It's important to say, and I said it like 10 minutes ago, but this is like towards the people who are campaigning for it to fail and insulting the people who choose to back it and be excited. As we have been insulted, YouTube comments, Twitter, whatever it is.
Yep. We just got called a shill earlier on the thing,
Yeah,
true.
So
live on stream.
Who this goes out to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, exactly what Justin's saying. If you don't want to back it, that's totally fine. If you have your reasons, you want to voice them, that's great. But it's like Mike was saying, it's about how you voice said opinion. There's no reason to name call or to actively campaign for something to not succeed just because you personally don't want it. So
100% B-Rad. I wish it was Malakili and Ula.
Yeah,
I wish. We all wish that.
I want it.
But I know we're going to get a Malakili. If you don't think Hasbro's not going to make a Malakili after seeing the backlash of this, like even if they weren't before, there's now a Malakili planned for 2023. There is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up, Jay Meza? No worries, dude. No worries.
Hey, Jay Meza. Yep. So, I mean, it is, it's something. It's a decision.
Manufactured scarcity.
It's literally not manufactured scarcity.
You could buy it.
You can buy as many as you want. It's just, that's the dumbest comment I've ever read.
Unless this might be an older... It's from a minute ago, so they might be talking about the carbonized credit collection.
The first edition was manufactured scarce. I agree.
Yeah.
If you're not talking about the Rancor, then I apologize, and you're absolutely right. But if you're talking about the Rancor, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But even if it is manufactured scarcity for the carbonized credit collection, the cash grab stuff, I would want those to be scarce.
Yeah, that's the whole
because
point.
Then they would pegworm, they wouldn't sell. It's like if they want to make those, sell all that repaint stuff so we can get really cool, newly sculpted head-to-toe figures, like something like Cad Bane.
Do you remember when Cara Dune, the credit collection Cara Dune, was pegwarming Target shelves, and the only reason they're not anymore is because of the whole Cara Dune like controversy, and that's it. That's the only reason we don't still see her on pegs.
Yeah. I think with like the first edition boxes, manufactured scarcity.
Was manufactured scarcity.
But but there's no evidence to suggest that Credit Collection, Gaming Grades, Carbonized, any of those other lines follow that suit. So I really it's really hard to, it's all speculation one way or the other, whether you think that they're artificially, scarce or not. But thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for hanging out.
But so it is what it is. And I forgot, I think someone, where was it? I missed the comment, but they asked, what do we think would happen if the Rancor doesn't fund at all?
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Fig Fury sums it up. Then it doesn't get made.
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
And I think if it doesn't get backed, it'll probably be a while before we see another Black Series HasLab attempt. But that's about it. I don't think there's going to be any sort of like, massive repercussions if the Rancor is not going to get backed. But I mean, it will. It's going to get backed regardless.
It will get backed.
Yes. Am I, about hitting all the tiers? Maybe a little bit, but I'm fully confident that it's at least going to back to 9,000. And
hey,
then of course,
thanks for that. That was nice of you to say. I like you.
Yeah,
and
if
we don't have to agree on everything, I still like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it does make it to 9,000, but let's just theoretically it doesn't hit any of the tiers, I'd still be fine because I want the Rancor.
Yep.
And I agree with that, Red Wagon. I never was a completionist, and there's nothing wrong with that either, being a little picky and choosy.
Yep.
I think too many people want everything they could ever want released at one time, and then you just get it all. That wouldn't be fun. Like when I see this is years and years of hard work and dedication and hunting and like finding online deals, going to stores and like that's the fun of it. I don't want every single thing and just get that instant gratification. Like I want the Black Series to grow and like see my collection grow over the years. It wouldn't be fun if I just got every single thing I could ever want at once. And then I spend like $2,000 and then I just have the whole collection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's kind of the same argument with the whole binge versus like a weekly release. Like if it binges, cool. You can like if they release a whole season at once, you can watch it in one night and then what? Like you've watched it and then what? Whereas when they do something like a week at a time, you have weeks where you can talk about it and speculate and like enjoy it with your friends and whatever. And it's more fun in the long term.
Yeah.
Enjoying something in little dole outs rather than just throwing it all out there at once and then getting it over with. And then you're left with the post-show disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Darth Wizzy. But why am I able to get everything I want? Now, granted, I can't speak to international collectors. Same thing with the Rancor. I know, like in Australia, converted to USD, it's like literally $200 more. Like I cannot. Yeah. I don't have the authority to speak on international collecting.
Yep.
But in the US, I don't watch things like a hawk, but I've still managed to get everything that I want. I mean, it's just a part of collecting. There are things I missed out on, like the Cad Bane with Toto 360. I missed out on that. But really, my collection as a whole, I've gotten pretty much everything I've ever wanted in the line. There's still a few grail items like the Sand Troop or the Shadow Squadron 2-pack from Target. Yep. But like just you can pre-order most things, man. Yep. Like even exclusives. Now I understand when Walmart.com puts it up at work hours, weekday, workday, horrible. Same like that Amazon Artillery Stormtrooper. It was up for 2 hours, but I still know of some people who missed out on it just because it's a workday. And yeah, like stuff like that absolutely should be fixed. But generally speaking, you can pre-order like a very high percentage of every release. And then you just get it in the collection.
Right. Yeah. Richard Truxell said, I think the ship that had the 212th and the Gaming Greats Night Brother sank. Well,
oh yeah, 100%.
Papa Gord's got his Night Brother.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Papa Gord is the only human being on planet Earth to have a Night Brother. He has the one from the promo photos.
That's it. Yeah.
The rest of them sank. They're in the Marianas Trench.
They're at the bottom of the ocean.
They sank right next to the Titanic. So one day they're going to be swooping by the Titanic, and then you're just going to see a bunch of Black Series figures floating in the water.
There's some colossal squid at the bottom of the ocean with a rad Black Series collection.
Yep.
He's like, what's up, guys? I've got 800 Night Brothers.
Yeah.
He's like, you want one? I'll sell them to you $50. They've got a little waterlogged though.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm an inbox collector.
Super sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Mike Hamlin, there's more than 4,000 people out there that have backed this. They haven't put in all the numbers from international yet, and there's a lot of people internationally that have backed this. So the number is actually a lot higher than what you see right now. Which as I refresh this,
collector.
Are they going
we're at 4831 right now. As
nice, Mark. Yeah, but do they end up like factoring those numbers in? Like, will they put that on the bar for everyone to see, like the international numbers?
At the end. Yeah, at the end.
Okay,
absolutely.
at the very end.
Yeah, they go in on like the last day or like the day before the last day. That's how the Victory Saber jumped from like 20,000 to 27,000 when they put all those in.
Yeah, I have just have a little bit of faith. The Rancor is going to be just fine.
I do see some interesting side note, but we have hit, because people are putting in their little stickers with how long they've been a member, and I'm seeing some 5 month. So that means only one more month until the 501st. I can't wait to see those 501st helmets in the comments section. Shout out to all the 5
awesome.
members. Yeah. But yep, at the end of the day, to some, just this my entire thought process, I want a Rancor in the Black Series. The Rancor looks amazing. 45 points of articulation. The drool. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The tiers, I personally look at that as extra freebies. Anything they throw in there is ultimately welcome. Yes, I was dumbfounded when I saw Salacious Crumb as its own tier. It's a head scratcher. It doesn't make any sense, and it did absolutely nothing. And it actually only really negatively affected the campaign as a whole. And yes, there are poor decisions being made. I feel like they're out of touch, and I'm like, how did they possibly think that'd be a good idea? But at the end of the day, I actually don't own a Salacious Crumb. I'll take another Gamguard because it's a deluxe figure, even though I know it's readily available right now. I just want
what's better, a Gamguard you didn't pay for, or a Gamguard that you went out and bought for $30 on like Entertainment Earth or whatever?
Right. It's a free deluxe figure that is just thrown in there from my perspective. I know as a corporation they're going to fixate all of that stuff into the total cost. I know they're a company, but I just want the Rancor. And I don't agree with the people who want to pay nearly $400 for a $22.99 Malakili or Ula. Because if you're not going to spend that much on the Rancor, it's like I don't even know anymore. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it seems to me that too many people are wanting to pay hundreds of dollars for a $22.99 figure.
They want a $350 Malakili.
But they're forgetting about the Rancor. Like, the Rancor is an afterthought. How is the Rancor an afterthought?
Good question.
I want it, and I'm going to get it because it's going to hit 9,000.
100%.
Titter was asking when the Gaming Greats clone Jet Trooper is due out. I think it's holding to its December release in the United States here. I know there's already in-hand pictures somehow of people that already have it, but yeah, I think December is still when we are going to get that clone Jet Trooper. But yeah,
I'm down for that.
I also got speaking of which, I got bagged by Walmart here finally. This is my Captain Rex.
Oh,
I got bubble mail. Well, actually, this isn't even a bubble mailer. It's just a plastic bag.
And see how bad it is.
Yeah, I was saving it, and I figure since this is near the end of the show, we could take a look and see how awful Captain Rex is.
Oh no!
So yeah,
because interesting. Oh wait, interesting fact. I think every Rex has shipped in a bubble mailer because everyone in our Discord got bubble mailers. A Dude's Nerdery bubble mailer, and Imperial Crosshair, Shock Troopers, and Rampart all came in boxes from Walmart.
Ooh.
Specifically Rex.
Nice little tear right here.
Look at that. Nice. Classic.
That's good. I'm thankful that I'm an opener.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty bad corner damage right here, right in the front.
Honestly, it could be worse for a bubble mailer though.
Oh yeah, it could be. I mean, the box is definitely shot to hell, and my Rex's helmet actually looks kind of warped.
Oh no!
If you haven't given this a like and you're watching it, please give this a like for his bubble mailer.
Yeah. What do you think? It's kind of hard to see, but the helmet looks a little smushed, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I can't tell.
The paint's definitely off center. Not the cleanest Captain Rex, but Darth Educator says they got Rex in a box.
Oh,
it was my Imperial crosshair that came in a bag.
What's up, Yak Face? Nice to see
Yak
you in
Face.
here.
My first Rex shipped with crosshair in a box. Second one shipped in a bag. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I wasn't really planning on picking this figure up, but then I woke up one morning for work and it was just sitting in stock on Walmart's website. So I was like, hey, we're a Black Series channel. I'll do it for the review.
He's not a great figure and he's too expensive, and yet he sells out regularly on Walmart.com.
Yep.
I mean, he's actively not a great figure and he's way too expensive, but nobody gives a shit about that.
But because it's Captain Rex, it's a character people love. So when it's a character everyone loves, suddenly the price doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, the helmet just looks pretty jacked up on this version.
It's not even painted on the bag.
So, Yak, what can I say to convince you to back the Rancor? What song do I need to sing?
Right.
Well, he said it himself. No Ula, no Moolah. So I mean, that's pretty hard line there.
That has turned into kind of the tagline of the people not backing. But
I think a lot of people saying that though were never going to back it in the first place. Honestly, I genuinely think that. I think a lot of people were looking for reasons not to back it, and they can latch onto that and feel better about themselves.
I think everyone who was canceled will end up backing it that final.
I think a lot of them will come back to back it. Yes. Again, we're up to, hold on. What are we up to now? 4831. We're back on the 4830, just so everyone knows. But that's less than 200. That's like 273 down or so.
Well,
Fabulous Disaster. We'll send you some of our Hasbro money.
Hasbro. We're saying all these positive things. I think it's time for you to send that check.
Patrick writes me checks directly.
Everyone knows that if you're positive about the Black Series on YouTube, you're paid. So that's why I still work a full-time job 6 days a week. Because I'm getting
Patrick
paid.
sends me voicemails every morning. It starts with, "Good morning. We're so excited to talk to you about Star Wars today."
And I really enjoyed that Hasbro
uncontrollably
box
peaking.
Nate, didn't you enjoy that Hasbro PulseCon box that Hasbro totally sent us?
Oh yeah, me too. I got one. It was great. I definitely didn't have to spend $500 to get that stuff from Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, and definitely didn't. I love interviewing the Star Wars team. They always let us on to ask them the hard hitting questions.
Oh yeah.
So we're definitely in Hasbro's pocket for sure.
100%. Yep. We go to those secret Hasbro meetings.
Yeah, where they're like, you have, if you remain positive, we'll send you all the figures you want.
Daddy will send you figures if you're a good boy.
And I go, okay, I'll do it. I didn't just pay 30 plus shipping to get this busted ass Captain Rex. My own hard-earned money,
right?
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah. No, I know you were joking, Fabulous. I know you were joking, but yeah, that's what I wanted to show, because I walked in today and saw that my Rex was finally delivered. So I was like, it'd be fun to show how awful the condition is.
Darth, nobody in our comment section, absolutely, because the Out of the Basement army stays respectful. I'm actually really grateful for our community. We have none of those Twitter trolls.
I've blocked at least 5 people on Twitter and like 3 people on Instagram just because like it's just ridiculous. Like there's no talking to you. You're just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a retarded Luke.
Yeah,
it's a retarded. Someone told me they came at me with the Rancor saying it was a statue, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever read. And he goes, well, you don't have to get so hard about it. You don't have to get so mean about it. I'm like, I just said what you said was dumb because it's literally not true. It's just not. And the statue they showed me was like an $800 like sideshow statue. Like it was an $800 statue versus a $350 figure. Like. What's your point here? I don't understand.
The statue if it has 45 points of articulation,
right?
That's not the definition.
No, yeah, I just blocked him. I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you. You're just an idiot.
Yeah, no, yeah. Our community, our comments are extremely respectful because we're all adults here that aren't just so consumed by rage baiting that they literally can't appreciate anything. It's like their life just revolves around negativity, and that's all they spew out. And then, of course, to a certain degree, a lot of content creators are validated with views, likes, all that kind of stuff when they're actively being vocally.
When it's the outrage content.
Yeah, when it's the outrage content, and you get rewarded for outrage content. So it's sad to see, and it just. I have to think it's exhausting.
I feel bad for the Instagram creators. Like I know, like Zach does Star Wars Black Series. Star Wars.
They think he's an official page.
Even Yak Face, like they'll post something and just the comments are just, oh god, just the most cringe. Just like I've been saying, red vein, eyes popping out of their skull, like rage.
Typing furiously from their mom's
everything
basement.
you post, and it just gets all these toxic comments. It would get tiring. And the Star Wars Black Series and Star Wars the Black Series, people totally comment on those thinking they are the real Black Series Instagram page. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
But
yeah.
That about sums up all my thoughts about the Rancor and about the state of everything.
Looney Malakili will 100% get made. Especially, I think we'll see one about the same time as the release of the Rancor for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, there really hasn't been a lot of Black Series news lately.
Yep, nothing really.
We've just been waiting on that Bring Home the Bounty.
Yeah.
Even though that Bring Home the Bounty, they've been showing up stuff that went up for pre-order 4 months ago, and then it's not available for pre-order anymore.
Yep.
I really don't understand that, but that about sums it up. I don't know if you guys have any more things you'd like to say.
The Death Watch Trooper looks good.
Oh yeah, Death Watch Mando's going to be amazing. That's a twofer.
Yep.
That's a twofer, but yeah. I think we've pretty much said all we've had to say today. Felt good. This was a nice little.
I feel like I got a lot off my chest.
This is a nice little therapy session.
I was gonna say this is a Rancor therapy session.
Yeah,
Rancor orthotic.
I can't wait. I feel like we should do a skit when the Rancor gets back. We should just do a really pretentious skit or something. Just when we have it in hand. I'm imagining this
thing get back. I can't believe no one wanted this. Oh my god,
it
sucks.
Hey guys, the Rancor got backed.
Yeah.
Haha.
Mike,
I can't wait.
Mike Chu real quick is asking for a GTP update. You know, that guy went right back in his hole. He announced the company was bankrupt and then said, now I'm going into hiding. Again. So yeah, there's been no update since that last announcement we covered about a month ago. So it's going great.
Yep. I'm gonna cradle that thing like a baby. I'm gonna dress it up. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a baba.
Yeah, I definitely want to get some toddler clothes for the Rancor. I think it's just appropriate.
Yeah.
You have to put its pants on its arms though, because it's so long.
Yeah, right.
Just dress it upside down.
Yep, it's all positive vibes here. Hashtag
yeah, all positive vibes, and that's what we want. Like, we're not saying everyone has to back it or like it. We just want, like, you don't have to be overly negative about it. You don't have to crap on other people that do like it. You don't have to be. You don't have to convince other people also to not like it. You're allowed to not like it, and that's fine. That's it. That's our point. Linda Borham right there. Linda is a champ. She's backing it. She lives in Australia. Her backing it is the same price as me backing 2. That's how much of a champ she is right there. And again, her back isn't reflected in the numbers because she is in Australia, so they don't get added until the end.
Nice. Yeah, I never even knew about the international backers not getting included right away.
That's true for every Haslab.
Yeah, but I guess that makes a lot of sense because I did think for a while, like especially for Galactus, I was like, man, out of nowhere, last day it bumps up like 10,000 backers, but that makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, no, it's because they take orders and then they put them all in at once rather than, okay, here's another order and I'll go put that in. Here's another order, I'll put that in.
Yeah.
They just
The one guy sitting at his desk at Hasbro. God damn it! There's another international order.
Yeah, exactly.
That over.
Yeah.
But yeah. So hopefully, the Rancor gets backed with all tiers, and then we all get to enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it. And the people who missed out are going to be sad that they are going to have to pay double, triple price because FOMO is going to hit them. And then their only option is going to be eBay.
I can't wait to just use the carded back Luke to wipe the tears out of my eyes. Or maybe the Salacious Crumb. Just the getting like a cardboard cup right across it.
Yeah.
Remember,
worth it.
We are the only players in this game.
Yeah.
We either win or we lose. I would rather win.
Yep.
I want to win because I want the Rancor. We are the only players in this game. Anything else, like, doesn't matter. I just want the Rancor, man.
We just want a Rancor. And the sucky thing is, like, we've paid for it. We just have to wait for other people to pay for theirs so that we get one.
Well, we didn't pay for it yet.
No, but we will. Like, we got it down.
Yeah.
Me getting what I want is solely up to other people also letting me get what I want.
Exactly.
I just want everyone to get what they want. There always has to be this divide, even like between like Black Series and TVC fans, because TVC fans and Black Series fans alike will go, I hope they don't get this, but I hope we get it. But like not wanting the other line to get something, that makes no sense.
Oh no, everyone! Darth Wizzy Wizard figured out Hasbro's a company. Darth Wizzy Wizard figured out that Hasbro's making money off this. Whoa! No one knew that. That's crazy.
But I would win because I would also win.
I get a Rancor. That's something I'm not just giving them money. I'm not just like, here's $350. Hasbro, have a great day.
Yeah.
I understand. You don't think it's worth it.
I'm being
I do,
about this.
but I still am a winner.
Yeah, I'm still getting something. It's not like I'm not getting anything.
But real quick, before we leave, Norsy's asked a couple times if we're excited for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Sure.
Yeah. I think all the awesome nostalgia bait stuff that I'm really going to love is going to be the last 20 minutes of the movie. And the other 2 hours is going to be boring, just like the other 2 MCU Spider-Man movies.
Oh, sick burn. Nate with the spitting fire.
I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. The MCU Spider-Man movies have done nothing for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't think I can get through
Disagree.
to
you. We made points about how it's not.
We're all you think it's overcharging. Yeah. I don't. But if I buy it and get it, I win. I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Winner.
You'll feel really good about saving your whatever money you think it's overpriced, but we'll be over here playing with a 6-inch scale Rancor, and I'm going to be selling my extra one for twice that, where I didn't actually pay any money at that point because I got it for free because I bought 2.
Yep. I'm going to start looking into what kind of real sand I can buy to put underneath the Rancor feet.
I was honestly a little disappointed. I thought for sure tier 3 was going to be like a giant like base for it, like a sand base that the cardboard could plug into. And I thought that would make it a rad like display. My wife came up with that, and I'm like, that's actually a really good idea because it would make it like more of a display piece. I think that's really cool. But it wasn't. It was Salacious Crumb, which is a weird choice.
It wasn't a bag of sand. They could have given us a bag of kinetic.
They're never going to ship a bag of sand. Sand is heavy. You know how much like that would cost in shipping alone to ship sand? Like you're clearly anyone making that joke clearly has no idea what it takes to ship stuff.
That is true.
I feel like even if they said, even if they were like, hey, Ula, what if they added tiers? What if they're like, you know what, we're going to add a tier 5 and 6, and it's Malakili.
They could always do that.
Here's my prediction, though: people would still be pissed off, and it's damage control.
They just want to be pissed. They just want to be pissed.
I guarantee you, if they did Ula and Malakili, it would be, oh, they're just trying to do damage control because they know they messed up. There's no winning.
There's no winning.
We can't win.
Yeah, I could.
But we're winning. We are winning, though.
Yeah, I could 100%. Like, if it really came down to it, I could 100% see them being like $25K. Here's the Rancor Keeper.
Yep.
Like, I could definitely see that happening.
Yep.
Oh, is that true? Did they add a tier to the Razor Crest?
Well, I don't know if they added a tier, but they definitely, it felt like they were scrambling for tiers because it was going up so fast.
Right, because it was like a couple figures, and then they were like, "Here's a display base." And...
Yeah, the display base definitely felt kind of added on, and then those little like carbonized like bounty guys or whatever they added on last minute or whatever. Same thing with I feel like we didn't even know what one of the tiers was for Galactus until like a day before it ended because it was going up so fast at the end.
Right. Yeah, they just they were like, here's this super early digital rendering where it's like the character's literally
he's like straight up and down. Yeah.
Stiff as a board. They're just like, throw it out there. We just need to throw that in there.
Right.
But McTapper, the Rancor is definitely going to sell for big money on the aftermarket.
100%.
$350 is the lowest. Oh, here's the hot webcam girls.
Oh, they're in right at the end.
Oh, yeah, they made it. Let's go.
I'm glad they
even
made it.
Even webcam chat with hot girls, they're back in the Rancor, I bet.
Oh yeah, they're 100% back in the Rancor. With that webcam money, you're kidding me?
That's why
it's going to get an OnlyFans. It's going to get its own OnlyFans account.
When you click the link that they spam, it actually automatically puts you into back the Rancor.
That's my scheme. It's my plot. That's my plot.
They somehow can extract all of your credit card information and everything like that, and it just automatically puts you in the backing for the Rancor.
Just so, fun fact, in 2015, the TIE Fighter was $169. Right now, it would be $198 if it were accounted for inflation. I'm just putting numbers in now. It's kind of fun to play with this.
Hey, we got usual Mikes in here. Nice.
Usual Mike, what's up? Totally not a bot. I'm the unusual Mike, by the way. So he's like the usual one, and I'm the unusual one.
But people call usual Mike unusual Mike all the time.
I know, and they just call me Mike, and it's weird.
I remember I got into like a debate with someone, and they were trying to cite usual Mike, like they watched his content and stuff, but they kept calling him unusual Mike, and I'm like, you're already losing the argument because you're saying
figure out his name.
You love this guy's content, you don't even know his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lark Skywalker is my favorite Star Wars character.
Yeah, the old bootleg figures like the Boba Fett and the Darth Maul, the Star Walls.
Star Walls, yes.
Star Walls. But yeah. It was nice to see everyone today. This was a good
there's
stream.
a lot of heavy hitters in here. Usual Mike.
Face showed up.
We had Sean Solo. We had Sleeping Collectibles. We had Dude's Nerdery.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mike Kaess.
Yeah.
No, we got one of the heaviest hitters.
Hey, I'm trying to work on my weight. That's not very nice.
Hey, no, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm kidding.
I enjoyed Darth Vader. Yeah, like the Lego helmet.
Yes.
You have no idea, Mike, the first time we were on stream with you, how hard it was to not just fanboy off just because you're such an inspiration for our channel.
That's so dumb. You're so dumb for thinking that.
No, not
hey there,
dumb.
guys. I'm Justin, and what I have for you today is
there you go. You know what? I stole all that shit from other people. Like, you know, my buy is just a combination of what was the channel? It was Cracked. It was a guy who's a writer. I can't remember his name, but he would do the over obsessive nerd videos or whatever, and he would always end it with just a buy, and I'm like, I like that. I'm just gonna steal that, and so I stole that. You know, like it just everyone steals everything else, so you do what you want.
David. We didn't forget about you.
Yeah,
you guys are all
forget about David C.
Especially if you're a channel member, link in the description. Then you're a really, really
you're
heavy
real
hitter.
cool. You're a cool guy. You're the heaviest hitter.
But I mean that's how everyone begins their channel, though, just being inspired by someone else and maybe lifting things from them and say, I'm gonna do this on my own.
I got some of my stuff from Glenn Webb. I got some of my stuff from
rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. I went home early from work when he died. I was like, I gotta go. Like this really sucks.
I know jokes sat in my room and just cried for a few hours. Like I was seriously
I'm already tearing up just because you mentioned his name.
Yeah, like
dude,
I was real sad when he died. He was a big inspiration for me, him too. And although I'd already started my channel and was kind of popular when I found him, after watching some of his videos, I definitely changed some of my stuff to match him. But Dan Larson and Toy Galaxy, like it's bonkers to me that he and I are friends. Like it's absolute. Like last night we watched like 4 episodes of Super Sentai together over StreamYard. We're just like watching it at the same time and talking about it and joking about it. I'm just like, this guy's like my idol. Like,
right.
So
I'm just watching really Super Sentai.
That was so cool to see that channel skyrocket because I remember when
they deserve
2000. Yeah,
I started watching him when he was at 4,000, and I think I was at 1,000 or 1,200, somewhere around there. And it was always my goal. So I'm like, okay, maybe one day I can kind of catch up to him a little bit more, and then we could be friends. But then my channel is kind of going like this, and his channel is like blah, 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 blah. I know he's hitting like 100, 150,000, and mine's at like 10,000, and I'm like, okay, maybe not, whatever.
I was gonna say he definitely. I mean, obviously they don't really do like a whole bunch of like action figure content like they used to anymore, but like obviously that was the right move for them because it skyrocketed the channel. So you got to do what works, which I think ultimately is for us too. It's like, you know, we used to do movie content, Blu-ray content, a bunch of stuff, but
your content changes based on what works and what you like.
Yep, exactly. So it's like, you know, I know there's plenty of people out there that miss the old content we used to produce, but it's like, you know, it kind of sucks when you spend so much time shooting and editing something and it gets like 30 views.
Yes, that is a fact. I always tell people I don't do it for the views, but it sucks. It sucks when you work really hard on something and it gets nothing back.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, okay, great. I just wasted my time. Thank you so much. But yeah. That's why, though, you know, every once in a while I'll sprinkle something in. Like I felt like doing the Build-A-Figure review for Sauron was worth it because there was, frankly, a lot of the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings content on YouTube is not very good.
Vertically filmed.
A lot of vertical filmed videos, and it's
don't even get me started on that.
So I'm like,
okay, if anyone wants to get into YouTube.
Step 1.
Turn your camera to the side. That's my main advice.
Your eyes are shaped this way. You see things on horizon based. Like that's how you live your life, based on horizontals. Like,
you know, if you have one of these, you can start a YouTube channel.
I still shoot everything on my phone. I have a really nice camera for work. Like I do videos for work and stuff, and I've got like a $10,000 lens on it and stuff like that. I tried using it for my YouTube channel, but I found it was too much work importing all the video and stuff. Whereas my phone, it's already there. Like I don't have to worry about it. So I still shoot everything using my iPhone.
Yep. Yeah, I shoot my reviews with my iPhone. We film our vlogs with our iPhone. So
I'm a DSLR boy though. For figure it out, we use the DSLR, and then for any of my videos, I like having a separate device.
I'm going DSLR.
Yeah. But anyone, that's like the main thing about our channel and like anyone else, because people think like we have some kind of like I don't know, like we're just random guys. We are just random guys plucked out, and we felt like making videos.
Yep.
We don't have authority to speak on anything. This is just all opinion based. We have no like inside information aside from what yakface.com grants us.
Is he still in chat? Like pretty much everyone gets their news from him. Like source is always yakface.com. Well, Yakface said this, and Yakface said this. If it weren't for Yakface, I don't know where I would get my Black Series news from, honestly.
Certainly wouldn't be from Hasbro.
It would be from me.
Yeah, right. Be like, well, Mike Kaess, he found this out, so that's good.
MikeCaseface.com said this.
Yeah. But you know what was funny? I wanted to say this real quick about the vertical horizontal thing. When I was on vacation, there was a couple, they wanted a picture taken like in front of this waterfall we were at. And so I offered, I was like, yeah, I'll take your picture for you. Like, no problem. I did it. I did a couple vertical shots, and the guy was like, no. He was like, vertical. And I was just like, oh, you disgusting pleb.
Vertical makes sense for a waterfall.
But like it had the whole landscape. It had the river, the trees, the waterfall. Everything was in frame. I wasn't gonna leave him out. But I was just like, you pleb with your vertical.
Yeah. I take vertical photos if I'm going to use a picture for a review that I want to scroll up and down on, because I want to get closer on the portrait mode on that.
Yeah. But yeah, Yakface is.
But if you're doing a video, unless you're doing like a TikTok or something, which even then TikTok is cringy. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I just can't get TikTok. I have to make stuff for TikTok for work. I hate it. I have to take a shower afterwards, like a hot shower, and scrub off my body after all that.
That's true. Justin did blow it.
There's still time. Black Series ASMR review.
Pivot.
Pivoting our content.
That's right.
Skyrocket.
Welcome to Star Wars: The Black Series channel. We're just gonna be talking about.
Hey, he's getting a kick out of that right now. I'll tell you that.
We're gonna be talking about Casca Reeves right here. She's missing a holster. She's got 2 guns, so she shoves the other gun up her butt. I don't know.
But it's accurate to the show, so I'm giving it a pass.
That's true. I'm just saying it's weird. It's weird for the show.
Listen to the sounds of the Scout Trooper.
Yeah, I still have a chance to do Lego videos. I will probably do like an entire Lego collection video sometime.
I think it would be worth it to do just one solo Lego video so people can see your epic.
Because I'm addicted to Lego.
Yeah, I've tossed around the idea with starting a TikTok though, but it's like. Yeah, it's too much.
It's just another social media that you got to keep up with.
Yeah, the Zach, my co-host for the Black Series Cantina, he does the TikTok stuff. Like that's all him. He does TikTok and Instagram, and like I'm just leaving that to him. That's it.
Right.
Sounds like people didn't like our ASMR Black Series segment right there.
Oh man, that sucks.
Things got weird. What did I just watch? Whoa, we got Apprentice Ewok showing up. What up, man?
I told you, the heavy hitters just keep coming.
You know what though? He's getting lighter. That guy's working out. He's doing good.
True.
I've been seeing that.
Yeah, miss you, buddy. Can't wait for you to come back to the interwebs. But
Joe P, I get what you're saying. His anti-Haslab take is kind of disappointing, just because people are using it as like a sounding call and rallying point, and it's empowering the really negative people, and that kind of sucks. I don't know if that's necessarily his fault, because he's allowed to have his own opinion. He's allowed to not like it, but like people are using it poorly, I guess.
Right. They're basically just using it as ammunition, saying, well, Yakface agrees with me, so that means I'm even more vindicated.
Yeah.
But obviously
he's 100% allowed to not like it. Like,
But please don't read that as he's not entitled to his opinion.
Right.
Saying, from a person who wants it, like, of course, I'm like, oh man. Same thing with like Robo. I saw his article.
Yeah, Robo said the same thing.
And that's why I'm saying, all these heavy hitters are are against it. I'm like, Mike, please come on.
I'm in it. I mean, Dan Larson is in it for 2 as well. So like, like there are big people in on this that are still in on it. Like we're not alone.
See, I thought Dan was against it because of his the end of your.
It's manufactured. It's all manufactured. I know I'm ruining the bit. He's gonna be on our next episode, and we're gonna continue the bit like it's real, but it's all.
Oh no! Spoilers.
Because I knew he was being super sarcastic, and then I saw a comment on your video like, "Why are you giving him a voice against? Like he's speaking out against the Rancor."
It's a joke. Because it's clearly he talks about how many like missiles the Sky Striker has and the Rancor doesn't. Like that's clearly a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
We had over 200 earlier, Mark.
Yeah,
hey, Matt Bryant, another.
Usual Mike. I said that earlier. If I were an Australian, I wouldn't be backing, or like New Zealand or whatever, or even probably in the UK. I don't know if I would be backing it. Like for me, $350 is fine, but $700 for one, that's not fine. I don't think I would.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you're like someone like Lyndall Borham who is backing it at that price. Like I 100% that. Froba Fett, the Haslab for the GI Joe is doing the same thing. It's gonna crawl along. They have big openings, then they crawl along until the very end, and then they fund like crazy. So again, do not worry about that.
I did just think it was mildly hilarious when they were like, when they showed all the tiers up front and it had like this massive boost and people were like, it's going to destroy the Rancor. And it's literally sitting about the
same. It's about the same. Yeah.
It's like, so I really don't think it matters whether you show everything up front or whether you show it sporadically placed. Just like we talked about earlier, the backers, they come in waves. It's not necessarily like 500 people a day. It's 2,000 people in one day. But I thought
a few thousand at the beginning, and it's a small trickle, and then
until the end.
Until the end.
But definitely $800 is insane. That is insane for one Rancor. No denying that.
No, absolutely. I agree. I honestly, I would be in the same boat, but it's not for me. I live in America, land of freedom where we don't have good health care, but we do get a Rancor for $350. So trade off.
Yeah.
Go to the hospital.
It's worth
life. I'll be in debt for life if I go to the hospital for like a week, but I'll get a Rancor for $350, and that's kind of a good trade off for me.
Yep.
There you go. So I want the Rancor.
I
want that damn Rancor. And if you don't back it, I'm coming for you.
Wow.
Everyone needs to back it now. I'm not even trying. I
don't know if he's in chat. I'm actually backing Papa Gord's for him, and he's going to pay me back for it. So I'm actually backing 3, but I let Papa Gord have it because Papa Gord's like, I don't want him to miss out, basically. Like, because it's like, this is it. So
right.
But his is going on a credit card. Like the other one, I'm doing straight out of money I saved. His is going on a credit card. He's going to pay me back, and that's fine.
Yep. I did get a nice little visa dispute.
Oh yeah,
it finally came through, and I feel it just feels wrong to say exactly what it is, but if it was a $200 item, and let me just say it was nice winning that dispute and getting that money back. And if you know, but I just don't feel right saying what it is. I don't know. I just don't feel right.
It's all good.
I mean, we did mention it earlier. We did mention it
earlier.
We did.
Yeah. But yeah, and that went right to the Rancor fund, so that worked out well because I've been doing a little tiny bit of door dashing on the side.
Nice.
Just saving up for it. I sold some sequel trilogy stuff.
Yep.
I had some closet Mezco 112 figures that are now turned into a financial investment. So
yeah, Jonathan Anderson and Hybrid Toy Reviews. But because if you're ever not, just talk to your bank, man. See what they can do for you. It's never too late. See what they can do. It's worth a shot.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, I won because I'm a winner, and I'm gonna be a damn winner if we get this Rancor as well.
That's right. We're gonna win so hard.
I'm gonna make like 5 posts a day when that Rancor comes out.
Oh man, I can't wait to get my Rancor. Rancor is gonna be so cool.
Rancor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rancor. That's the tweet. Rancor.
Rancor.
We're gonna manifest it into.
Let's rank our Black Series Rancors. Number 1, Rancor. Number 2, Rancor.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened with GTP toys. We've got a few videos about it, so honestly, I would just recommend going back in our catalog and checking those out to get filled in on the current situation, because there hasn't been an update in about a month.
Very sad, poorly handled.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't invest in that. I'm really glad. I was like, I almost did, and then I was like, nah. I would do it if it were officially Hasbro, but then when I was like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was official for a short period of time, officially licensed.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah. Well, but I mean, like from Hasbro.
Right.
Like, if Hasbro were making them, I'd be okay. But
yeah.
But
yeah, that's pretty much it from us.
We've got 3 hours, guys.
Yeah, I think it's food time.
Yeah.
I think it's
Chipotle calling my name.
100%.
It's time for some extra brown rice with black beans because I changed my my rice and beans to a more healthy option.
Nice.
That's honestly
lame. Being healthy's lame.
I'm gonna go call my mom because she wants me to call her. So
there you go.
We all got. They're back.
Yeah.
The webcam chat is back.
A little last minute Rancor link.
Yeah. Yes.
And
alrighty.
Right.
Well,
back that Rancor.
So
back it up.
But thank you again, Mike, for joining us today. It was great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Literally, I have weekends off, so anytime you guys want me on for like no reason or one reason, I will come on to talk over both of you guys for any reason because I have a problem with that.
Oh, it is so much fun, and this 3 hours literally flew by. So we would love to have you on at any moment in time.
Yep.
So
if anyone wants to come sub to my channel, you can. I did just make my Echo review, and again, I worked really hard on it, and it's actually not getting that many views, and I'm a little sad about it. But I'm still okay because it was a lot of fun to make, and whatever. And I know it's really late. Who cares about Echo now? Who cares about Echo
check
now?
It out.
You know?
The link to Mike Kaess's channel is in the description. And if you are here, if you are here from Mike's channel, go ahead and drop a subscription
if
to
you're
the
here
Out of the
from
Basement
me,
account.
I love these guys. I watch them. I watch their videos. So you guys, subscribe to them.
Mike.
Give them their bug. Join in on their thing.
Yeah. We just want our 10K subs already.
That's right.
Give them
10K. They deserve 10K. You deserve more than that.
We just want to retire. Get 10K and then retire.
We're deleting the channel at 10K.
We're gonna delete. No, don't say that.
If you hate them talking about the Rancor, get everyone to sub to them. Get them to 10K. They'll leave they'll leave their lives. They'll live as hobos. It'll be great.
Yep. It's going to be good.
Oh, thanks, Fabulous.
And a nice little $2 super chat right at the end. So
yeah.
Thank you, everyone who stuck with us. It was.
I'll be sending you a bill for that $2, by the way, guys.
Mike actually told us he's going to personally delete our channel if we don't pay him all the super chat money today.
That's true. So. That was in my writer. I get all super chat money.
Yep. It was in the contract along with a bowl of green M&Ms.
That was only green. That's right.
I painstakingly mailed them to him, so who knows when they'll show up. Yeah. No, the only there is something back here that could be given away in the future once a certain subscriber milestone is reached.
You hear that?
Perhaps. I don't know if any.
What do I see back there?
What is that back there? What are those back there? Those almost look like Clone Wars 2008 6-inch scale figures.
I have 3 Clone Wars 2008 6-inch scale figures that I'm going to give away on my channel whenever I feel like doing a milestone giveaway. That's crazy.
Wow. How serendipitous.
Brendan,
it's so weird.
Glad to hear you're better.
Yeah. Good job, Brendan.
Brendan's recovering from food poisoning. Let's all clap for Brendan in the chat. Survived food poisoning.
Food poisoning is no joke. I always made fun of it because how bad could it be until I got it, and then I realized It's bad.
Yep.
Yes. But all right. So thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you all on the next live stream, same time, same place next week. And I believe it's the 28th. We don't have a guest lined up yet.
Yeah, we might drop a comment. Who wants to come on? Because then the 5th, we're gonna have Zach from the Star Wars Black Series.
My other half there, yeah.
And then actually, Nate might be doing some solo streams because I'm gonna be gone both weeks after that, doing back-to-back vacations because I realized, oh crap, I got to use my PTO. So,
oh man,
I don't want to lose that.
No.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. May the Force be with you, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Later, guys.